Welcome to Radio Ronin. Happy Halloween.
I've been excited to do the show all day.
Oh, me too.
Like all day long. I'm still tired. We're just getting back into town, just barely.
I feel out of sorts when we don't do it. Do you know what I mean? I'm like all antsy and all anxious.
Right.
I'm like, duh, we got to do it.
Right. It's been a crazy week, and it's going to get even crazier as we get into fall. It's here. It's really here. So we could have some sort of chit chat, or we could just get right into the show.
Let's do it.
I think we ought to, Joe. Let me just introduce everybody here really quick. First of all, thank you, Ken Kruger. Welcome to all of you. Thank you, Ken Kruger, the golden voice of Radio Ronin. Man, that guy is. I can't say enough good about that guy and his awesome family. Thank you, Ken Kruger.
One of the best men I will ever know. Yeah.
The Radio Ronin show is on for your Thursday after missing a show.
Yeah.
My goodness gracious. I am Chunga.
It's about time.
Poor Panda. I mean, listen, Panda, we've got a big show. So I'm Chunga. Way Cool Jr. is right over there. It's Chandler Smith. Hey, Chandler. And then we've got the Butterscotch Panda himself, Greg Pascal, is right there.
I've missed you guys so much.
Dude, I feel so bad.
I was sitting in my chair on Sunday morning waiting to record, and nothing happened.
And it was silence. That's what old age feels like, Panda, right there. That's what that feels like, Chris. That's what that feels like right there.
Ow.
Believe me, I know. And then right over here, I'm so excited. He's back on the show. He's going to be here for the entire show.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, our favorite English muffin, the man who at Sizzler's All-You-Can-Eat Shrimp Fest ate 60 shrimp with multiple witnesses. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Chris the Brit, too.
Hello.
Welcome back, Chris.
60 shrimp.
Yeah. That
If my boy
was a
Chris
really
says he
bad
can
case.
eat 60 shrimp, he can eat 60 shrimp. Now shut up and give your money to Coco.
That was probably the worst case of indigestion in a long time.
Yeah, I can only imagine. So
The
listen,
shrimp shame spiral.
we have the biggest show ever. It may actually be the biggest show ever.
Actually.
You skip an episode of Radio Ronin, and this is what happens. We've got a log jam of fun.
Yeah.
Is what it is. We have a blocked colon of fun, is what we have. And we should probably just get right to it. So Chris is here. There's a reason for this. We've got a lot to talk about with Chris. We have, we're talking about the Munsters.
Oh, yeah.
With Rob Zombie's The Munsters. We're talking about Andor. We're talking about Disneyland.
Yeah.
We're talking about Halloween. Ooh. We're talking about Greg's got another great shout out. We have a Chunga poll coming up.
That's a big show.
Oh man, we've got all kinds of stuff. And I want to say real quick before I do anything, okay, even before I thank Quench It, I want to say a big happy birthday to an amazing guy, one of the finest people I'll ever know, a guy who was instrumental in shaping my life and my career, and a lot of what you hear on Radio Ronin today started with a guy by the name of Rob Hill.
Hey!
Rob Hill. My good friend Rob Hill.
Happy birthday, Rob!
Rob!
Some of you will remember Rob on my show as the cellular bagel guy. He would check in every morning and give us a traffic report, and it was sponsored by Einstein Bagels at the time, so they called him the cellular bagel guy. And Rob, he looked a little like Michael J. Fox back in the day, so we used to give him a hard time. Rob is an amazing guy. He is a fantastic human being and a really good friend. And I want to wish you a very happy birthday, Rob.
Hey, happy birthday, dude.
It's coming up, right, Ben? It's coming up soon.
Yeah.
So, listen, the show brought to you today by Quench It. Thank you, Quench It.
Quench It!
Nothing says... You know what I think we should call this month? I think we should call it Quenchtober. That's what I think we should call it.
Oh my gosh, I love this.
It's Quench It.
Quenchtober.
Brings you Quenchtober. Right? See that? Genius switch.
Right?
Genius switch is never off.
Yes, you are a genius, sir. You are a genius.
Thank you. It is Quenchtober, so get to Quench It and get yourself something that makes you understand what Quenchtober is all about. I don't even know.
Just get you something.
611 North, 400 East in Lehigh. Quench It. Listen, it's great. It's a great way to get your kids a cheap treat.
Oh, yeah.
Hop in the car. We're going to quench it. They've got just a slew of kids' drinks that have like gummy sharks in them and all kinds of fun stuff. And then get yourself a Crockett the Grape soda.
Yeah.
Get yourself a Butterscotch Panda. And then there's the Lime Chunga. I'm just making that up. I don't even know if that's a thing, but I need to talk to Angela.
Yeah, you and I are slacking on our flavor choices.
We're not
we need to step our game up.
We got to figure that out.
To make that happen.
Anyway, quench it.
Right.
611 North, 400 East in Lehigh. Get down there, get yourself a quench it. Thank you, Angela. Speaking of Angela, we're talking about Angela. We're going to talk about Angela coming up here in a little bit.
Hey-o. There we go.
Greg, you're about to get really, really busy. We've had a lot happening with Patreon, haven't we? There's a ton.
It's been a big week.
Yes.
So patreon.com/Radio Ronin. What's going on, man?
All right, let me do my mouth exercises before I get started with this list because holy cow, this is big.
Yeah, it's big. Yeah.
All right, so we've got some new patrons here. So coming in at $10 a month, we've got Raven from the Wisps joining us.
Raven from the... Thank you, Raven. Thank you, Raven. Yeah. We need to get them on some of the paranormal stuff.
I think we should. Yeah, we should do some EVP episodes with them.
We talked about getting Silent Dawn and all those guys.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah.
We've also got Matt Smith joining us at $10 a month. Thank you, Matt Smith.
Matt, dude.
Now, this is not Matt from the Matt Cave.
No, different Matt. This
is Matt.
And this is not Matt from Damon from Game of Thrones. This is different Matt.
It's a different Matt Smith. So it's not Mean Damon from Game of Thrones. It's a different Matt Smith who is different and twice as sexy.
And much nicer. Yes.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much. Thank you, Matt Smith. We appreciate it, man.
And then we've also got, becoming a patron at $10 a month, we've got Suzanne Partridge. Thank you so much, Suzanne.
Thank you.
Hey-o.
Suzanne, thank you.
Yeah.
I went to clap and I smacked my microphone.
Karate chopped your mic.
You got me so excited, Suzanne. I karate chopped my own microphone. Thank you, Suzanne. Thank you, Suzanne Partridge. Thank you very much.
So much.
That's awesome.
And we've also got a new goblin here at $50 per month. We've got Lemongrass Gogolobe.
Hey-o. No way.
That's awesome.
I love this.
Lemongrass Gogolobe.
Welcome to the Goblin Collective.
I love
That's awesome.
Gogolobe.
Lemongrass Gogolobe. Oh, how I've missed thee.
Right? Isn't that awesome?
No, that's fantastic.
Hey-o.
Well, wow. Is that it or is there more, Panda?
We've actually got some upgrades here as well. So
wow.
Our investment from $35.35 per month to $51.51 per month, becoming a goblin. We've got Krista Proud Navy Mom Windsor.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much, Krista.
So I need to give a massive shout out to Krista because she actually sent me an email explaining why she did her upgrade. Are you guys cool if I read this email? Because it's very, very nice.
She is for
I asked her, she was all for it. So
okay, awesome. I haven't read it. I always like to ask.
Yes,
so as long as she's okay with it, absolutely.
No, absolutely. So she says, "Hey Chandler, I just wanted to take a moment and send you, Chunga and Greg, a quick note of appreciation. I've been listening to Chunga for 23 years. I know this because I remember I started listening when my son Jake was born. I became a Patreon investor the day you guys introduced the program, and have contributed at some point ever since then. You all bring such a smile, and I don't think you know how much all of you mean to me and the rest of the loyal Ronin fam. Specifically, when my son went on deployment, that is when I changed my investment from 3535 to represent the whole number of the USS Carl Vinson CVN 70 as a tribute to him."
How did we know that? I don't know if we knew that. I don't know that she said that.
We knew he was on the Carl Vinson, but we didn't know that's what it was for.
So, you know what I think is so cool about the USS Carl Vinson? There's trivia there. Does anybody know what the trivia is?
I actually don't know.
I mean, it's a historic aircraft carrier, first of all. It's a very historic aircraft carrier, but for those of you movie buffs out there, the USS Carl Vinson was the aircraft carrier for Maverick and Goose.
No, that's Top Gun?
Yeah.
Okay.
Danger Zone? It's Danger Zone?
The original Top Gun, the Maverick and Goose, along with Merlin and Cougar. Not Iceman and Slider.
Okay.
But Merlin and Cougar and Maverick and Goose were on the USS Carl Vinson.
Oh,
yeah.
That is
that's awesome.
Actually, scratch that because I think they all got deployed together later on to the Carl Vinson after they graduated.
Oh, that's right.
Top Gun.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So
anyway,
Iceman may have been on there.
So we're all proud Navy moms.
Oh, could you imagine being like, oh yeah, I was on the Top Gun.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, actually, speaking of Navy mom, she says that each time you take the time to say my name and say proud Navy mom, and then take the time to share your appreciation for your sacrifice means the world to me. I love you all, and I love that you're all proud Navy moms with me.
Damn right.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to up my investment, and I'm changing my name to Blue Line Mom to represent Jake going into one service or another. So he's going into law enforcement.
Wow.
He will be starting in the police academy next month, following in my husband's footsteps, who retired as a local sheriff after 20 years.
Yeah.
Let me see here. As a mom, to see your kids do amazing things and be great humans is a great joy, but that being able to share it with such a wonderful community and wonderful family like Ronin is the icing on the cake. Anyways, I just want to make sure how you're all loved. Oh, how awesome is that?
Let's hear it for her.
She says thank you. She says thank you and thank you for all the love. How cool is that? Krista, thank you.
Well, thank you for all the love, Krista Winter, and thanks for your service to not only to your country but to your community.
Now we're Blue Line moms. We're Blue Line moms with you.
Yeah,
right there.
And I love that. I really do. That's I come from a long line of cops.
Yeah.
I was extremely close to becoming one myself.
Yeah.
Actually. So, in fact, I think we've told the story on the show. I was reporting to the police academy when I saw a radio station billboard and went, I think I should do that instead.
That's crazy.
and
that's all it took.
I got off on the exit and did not report to the police academy. And the rest is history. So, talk about a divine moment for sure.
Yeah. And Chunga, I don't know if I've told you this story, but I actually had an application in for a Cat 2 training.
Oh yeah, you almost did too.
Academy, where I was actually going to start out as a prison guard, and I decided to go into a different path.
There you go. Yeah. And I think we're all safer now because we would have been two of the worst cops ever.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Like, I would have been a terrible cop because I would have been like, let's just hug this out. Let's hug it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Or a great cop right there. Yeah.
You're probably a great cop.
Yeah, I thought Chunga was a great cop in, is it Singles Ward? I thought you were a great cop in that.
That's all I ever get to play.
You're my favorite cop in that entire movie.
and not only that, I don't even play a good cop in the movies. Really. So, anyway, Krista, well, thank you so much.
That's awesome.
To you and to Jake and your entire family, and much love. Yes. And we're so damn glad you're here.
Oh, yeah.
What a nice, cool. What a nice thing. And I have to say, just real quick, is that it, or do we have more? Do we have more, Panda?
No, we've got one more.
Isn't this crazy?
Oh, we've got one more. Oh my gosh.
So, editing their investment from $110.77 to $110.78.
Oh, I know who this is. I
have to say damn you, Hemi Hunsaker, for making me do this.
It's Adam.
Yeah.
Adam Hunsaker.
Here we go.
So all right,
good.
So
let's have it, Panda.
This
Let's
seriously
do it.
botched name here.
Yep.
Okay.
Files, cut it. Stinking Bishop. Thanks a lot for that suggestion, Chris.
Wait, hold on a second. Yeah, Chris is reacting a certain way. Wait, hold on a sec. So why were you acting that way, Chris? I'm looking at the camera here, and you had the Motley Crue fingers up, and
me and Adam may have had a discussion regarding obscure British cheeses a couple of weeks ago, and I may have dropped just a few suggestions. Which,
so this is your fault, is what you're saying?
I may have had a hand in it. I'm not taking full responsibility. Sorry.
Stinky Bishop.
Stinky Bishop is a cheese.
Stinky Bishop sounds very British to me.
Bishop is a very pungent kind of semi-soft cheese.
I'm sure. Yeah. It's a semi-soft cheese.
Anyway, I want to see what else we've got. Go on, Panda.
So, sometimes soft, sometimes hard cheese. Anyway, we've also got Wigmore. We've got Carefully, Swallow
they sound like Pokemon. They don't even sound like cheeses.
Yeah, it's Pokemon
Go. Lincolnshire, Poacher,
Fat Charmander.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks for this one, Chris. Fromunda.
We've
got Fromunda.
What is that? Did he say that right, Chris?
I love that. That's the one that Panda got right out of all of them.
Enough.
Fromunda.
Oh man! Wow.
Adam Hunsaker, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I mean, slow clap for that.
Yeah. That's
man. That guy's my spirit animal. I swear.
Holy cow!
I love you, dude. I love you, but damn you.
Goodness, that's so good.
You should see the words he's mouthing, Adam, as he's trying. And can I give a big shout out? I want to give a huge shout out. We just got back. Okay, all of us. We're wiped out from fun. And as I got back, there's a package sitting on my front porch.
Yeah.
And I look down and it says from Jennifer Kilkowski. And I was like, well, that's a lovely surprise from Jennifer Kilkowski, who's been a listener of ours forever. And I open it up, and I haven't had a chance because I just opened it up right before we started the show.
Yeah.
But there was a very nice note in there, and I don't want to read any of the notes without getting permission.
We haven't
like
asked
you
her
did with
yet.
Krista Windsor, right? I haven't had a chance to ask her yet, but there's a very cool, you guys would love this, it's a Haunted Mansion mug that she found, and it's the stretching portraits from the elevator, the stretching room. It's the stretching pictures, but it's only like the top,
like what, third maybe?
Not even third. I would say like the top fifth of the stretching portrait. And as you put like hot cocoa or coffee or even hot water in there, the rest of the portraits stretch and appear before your very eyes. And it's the coolest damn thing you've ever seen.
How sick is that?
Jennifer Kilkowski, you're awesome.
Magic.
Thank you so much, Jennifer Kilkowski. I sat and played with it, for like an hour before we came up and did the show.
I was just going to say that we would pour hot water in it and then be like, oh, that was so cool. And then we'd pop it in the freezer, throw it in the freezer for like 10 minutes and pull it back out and do it again. It was so awesome.
Love it. Yeah. So Jennifer Kilkowski, thank you for your nice letter. Obviously, I'm going to hit you up on, I'll message you.
Yeah.
I just haven't had a chance to do it because we just got back and we're doing the show. So, and then with your approval, I would love to read the letter.
Oh, cool.
It was very nice. It may have made me a little teary. I got to be honest with you.
There we go.
She has been listening for a very long time. In fact, she references something that, we were just talking about Rob Hill. She referenced something when 107.5 The End first signed on the air. There was a loop and a countdown that people would listen to getting ready for the sign on. And it was something that I put together. I was the one that did that. And it ran for days. And back then, things were just so much different. The internet was in its infancy. It was just a lot different. And nobody knew who the morning show host was going to be.
Oh,
so everybody was waiting for New Year's Day, 1996, to find out who the new morning show host was going to be at this new radio station, this new alternative station.
Oh, wow.
And that, obviously, look what it did for me. And and Rob,
all of us, to be honest,
and Joey Snow,
all of us on the show here,
and Chris and Greg, and it all started there. And she mentioned something, and I just kind of stopped my heart because that was like she really did go all the way back. So thank you, Jennifer Kilkowski. That was very, very cool, very cool.
Oh, man.
Hey,
so
listen,
much fun.
We've got so much to talk about here on the show. But first, a question. I have a question, and it's kind of driving me crazy.
Okay.
It's getting dark so damn early now. It's really, have you noticed? It's really starting to get dark early now.
Yes.
We're at the front end of the time zone, the Pacific time zone here in Vegas. There's really not a true hour difference between Utah and Vegas.
No, because you're there at the end and we're at the beginning. So it's kind of the same.
Even though we switch an hour, there's not a true hour. So you guys, it stays a little bit lighter for you, a little bit longer. Not for us, man. At 4:30, it's dark.
Yeah.
Dang.
Like Jessica fell in the well dark, like really dark.
Like 6 o'clock, it's pitch black. Like,
thank you. Yeah. I'm that old, Panda. Thank you for pointing it out. But yeah, so anyway, it's starting to freak me out a little bit. It's already starting to have those weird kind of anxiety tugs that happen when you spend your entire life in the cold, like we have done until recently. You know what fall in Las Vegas means? Nothing. It means it was 98 today. It means absolutely nothing.
Yeah, that's it.
But it is weird because it's getting dark earlier. And so here is my question. A, are the leaves changing in Utah, in the valley yet? Oh, Chris is nodding his head in a big way, yes.
Well, as you guys are aware, I was made to go on a corporate hike yesterday.
Yes.
What felt like a mountain.
Yes.
I think it's called the Rattlesnake Gulch Trailhead. As a team building exercise, and I was up there, basically in Mill Creek Canyon, and it's starting to turn. There's lots of oranges. There's a few bits of red poking through.
Oh, wow.
I reckon give it about a week, 2 weeks, we're going to be in full on, 100%.
It's going to be crazy.
So, oh yeah.
Yeah. What about the valley? Are they changing in the valley yet?
Not as much, I don't think, but they're starting, but it's not quite as progressed as the mountains.
Okay, so I'm starting to have. I didn't have this last year. I am having it this year. Kind of missing nobody. I would say maybe with the exception of New England. Right? I don't think anybody in the country does fall as well as Utah does fall.
Oh, I agree. Yeah.
Northern Utah and maybe New England. It is absolutely fantastic. What? Whoa,
maybe like Maryland. Maryland has
I would put that
great fall season.
All right.
Is Maryland still a thing?
It's still a thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maryland is still a thing.
Just double checking here.
It is. I mean, it is a seriously jacked up part of the country.
I know it is. Yeah.
But it is.
Yeah.
It is still a thing.
Okay.
I can't really put that in New England, can I? Yeah, you're right. Because DC and Maryland, Virginia, they all do fall very, very well. That's true. But I'm starting to miss it a little bit. That's why I'm asking. But I'm also kind of wondering, as I'm missing fall and I'm finally in Vegas, we're starting to see spook alleys pop up and
Nice.
Halloween fair starting to blossom here in Vegas. I'm starting to really kind of wonder when the hell this daylight savings thing is going to go away. So I love fall. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
I love fall, but I'm really not all the way not ready for it to get dark this early. So I thought. And maybe you guys can help me out. I don't know. Chris, you're holding up your hand. Yes,
I
Chris.
just say, I'm meaning a whole lot of like negativity towards the daylight savings. But if you're dark at 4:30, surely that means you can switch on all your Halloween decorations and inflatables and lights in the front garden like hours early. If
that's a good point.
No, that is very true. It is absolutely, and Christmas too, Chris. And Christmas. You're right. So
your neighbor can basically kick your ass an hour earlier every night.
It's bad, man. Armando is like,
he was trash talking us last night because he's like, hey, it's nice to see you guys finally doing something. And we're like, you got the Mac. Thanks, man.
Yeah,
it was great.
Listen, Armando, he's doing Oogie Boogie Bash twice, and he's doing a Disney cruise, so he's going to be gone for a little bit. By the time he gets back. It's going to be awesome.
His pumpkins will be missing.
We're going to be, it's all going to be in my yard.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so I'm having a hard time with the daylight savings thing because I keep hearing that we're going to be done with it. Are we going to be done with it? And B, if so, when? Because I hear mixed signals all over the place.
Yeah.
Well, wasn't there a big thing that was like there was a bill that was like, okay, we're getting rid of daylight savings.
Everybody voted,
and then everyone voted, and then COVID happened, and then we haven't heard a single thing since.
Well, and there's been a big back and forth on that, and I think our lovely Angela Hammond actually she posted about it on one of the I believe it's in the Radio Ronin fan page. From what it sounds like, is this might be the last fall that we do the fall back spring forward thing.
Oh man!
And by next year at this time, we're just gonna keep it. We're gonna
switch and just stay.
Yeah.
For as long as I've been alive, people have been trying to get rid of this thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like maybe one day. Maybe.
And you've the overwhelming. I mean, it's probably like 99.9999900% of people want it to stay lighter longer. So they called it the lighter longer bill.
Oh, okay.
You get a couple of weirdos that are like, I prefer it dark. And those people are beaten down as they should be.
Yeah, shut up!
And those weak, weird voices are shouted down immediately.
Yeah,
and they're not allowed to contribute because they're weird. But other than that, so she's saying this may be it.
Yeah,
but we don't know for sure.
I'm hoping that this is the answer because it has already started. I mean, we haven't even hit the time change yet. And it's starting to get darker earlier already, and it's already affecting me. Like, just over the weekend, I was in bed by 9 p.m.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Wow.
On the weekend. Dude, that shouldn't happen.
No, that's wrong. That's the sign of that's not well. You're not well.
That's not good.
Yeah.
We need to do welfare checks on Panda. Everybody needs to go over and check on him and make sure he's all right.
Well,
we can't have you in bed at 9 o'clock.
Come over. Just send me a text or a message, and I'll try to answer.
It's like, don't bug me, damn it.
Falling asleep this early.
So, Chris, do they have daylight savings? Did they have daylight savings in England? They don't have that, do they?
Same as over here.
Oh, they do?
Really?
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yep, same kind of
I
deal.
didn't know that.
But, we're much higher in the equator, so therefore when they do the hour change in the wintertime, you do get that extra hour, and it really helps, but we still go in dark at like 3:30 in the afternoon.
3:30?
You get really long days in the summer where it's like 6 a.m. it's light, and it's light till 10, 11 o'clock at night. Then in the wintertime, because of where we are north of the equator and kind of positioning the country, you get this kind of 3:30, 4 o'clock, and it's pitch black. I used to go to school in the dark at like 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, and then go home in the dark in the same school day. You get like 6.5, 7 hours of dark. It's miserable.
Can I tell you, living in Boston, I really experienced that, because I would go to the radio station at 8. I work doing middays and afternoons, and I would go to the radio station at 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, and it was still pretty dark. And it would get light while I was at the radio station and be dark at like 3:30. Like it was dusk at 3:30 in the afternoon.
It's like no wonder why they're so mean.
No wonder they're so damn mean there. Yeah,
it does mess with your head though. You know what I mean? It's a genuine thing. It does mess with your head. I know that my dad gets that. Gets seasonal affective disorder as well, and he'd be at work. He'd leave at 4 a.m. and get back at like 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And he's like, I'm sick. I've never seen daylight. For like 2, 3 months of the year, I never see daylight. Man. I'm at a warehouse, I'm doing this, I'm in an office. Yeah. And I'm sure it affects lots of other people as well that kind of feel the same that Panda does right now.
Well, there's a lot of us, especially in Utah, I think because of the inversions and because of the stormy weather. It's like London. You go to London in June and it's still like 50 degrees. It's still really cold.
It's perfect. Seems like a issue.
But in Vegas, thankfully in Vegas it's a little bit different, because even though it's getting dark, it's still 80 degrees outside, and it's
the pool parties are still raging.
The pool parties are still going. Everything's still happening. But my goodness. So okay, well, if anybody knows, will you please tell us? Because this is something that I've been since I was younger than Chandler. I've been complaining about this on the radio and then on Ronin. It's got to go away. Yeah. And why? It's like the easiest thing in the world to do. We just say we're not doing it anymore, and that's that.
Yeah, stop your phones from transitioning and you're fine.
It's super easy. Yeah. Hey, Steve Jobs, quit switching my time on my phone, and then you're good. And that's all you have to worry about. Yeah, it's like magic.
Chunga,
okay, well, listen.
I have sad news for you about that.
What's that? What's that, Greg? Yes.
Steve Jobs is no longer with us. He can't switch it for us, dude. Come on.
I knew that. I knew that. No, I knew that.
I'm sure you did.
I knew that. What happens if there's a ghost in the machine?
See? Maybe it's like, hey,
Chris.
Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, see? There you go.
There it is. Bad Meme Friday. Switching gears quickly. Bad Meme Friday. We did not announce a winner because we were gone. The Ronin invasion of Southern California was underway. Congratulations to Jerem, living in Brazil, Thurston. Who won?
Destroyed it.
This may quite possibly be the single most Mormon meme we will ever have on the show. Because nobody got it. If you're not Mormon, you're not going to get it.
And I think he's had the most votes by winning votes in history of Bad Meme Friday. Like, it's not even close. So props to you, dude. Nice. Well over 100 votes for Jerem on this one.
106, I think, last time I checked. Yeah.
So his meme, if you didn't see it, was it was a basically where you put the chairs under the stage in the cultural hall in a church.
Right, yeah.
And it was like the most haunted location in any building.
Yeah.
Because when you're a kid, that's where you go and it's scary. And you go in there and the doors are closed.
And it's dusty.
And you're always dared to go in there and it's dusty and it's dank and you get scared and it's terrifying. And all the little kids dare each other to go in there when they're kind of in between primary and things like that. And I had to explain this to Shannon. I had to explain this to like 500 people who didn't get it. It's like, I don't understand.
Chris was one of them.
Chris, did I have to explain this to you while we were at Shakey's?
Well, I had several people, you and Bren both clarified kind of the what it meant, basically, because I was like, I have no idea what this is talking about. It's just a thing under a stage. What's everybody moaning about? However, you know what I mean? I was just bad. I didn't win. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Well, no, you did not win. You're a former champ.
I didn't understand why I'd been beaten. I don't know. So,
that's a good point. No,
congratulations, Jerem. Worthy winner.
And that particular meme also struck me because when I was a kid, it always kind of struck me as kind of like morgue-like. It almost looked like a drawer for a morgue that
where you slide the chairs in.
Like a body shoot kind of a thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Very much so.
So I, as a child growing up in the Mormon church, I was always like, oh yeah, that's kind of spooky under there.
I wasn't sure there was like a red balloon and a clown in there as well.
I need to give a shout out to Chunga though, because you made a meme, right? And you were very proud of this one.
I was so proud of this meme.
And by you making a meme, you made me make it for you. But still, you made a meme. It was
great.
idea.
It was great. I made it.
And your meme was, it's
the midget.
It's the midget from Poltergeist. And her hair's all over the place. And it's like every picture I take on Space Mountain.
Right.
And you posted this on, right before we went on Space Mountain.
Yes.
And no shit, the picture that you took looked identical.
Like
and then every other picture from that point forward, you were completely confused on.
Yeah.
And it was my favorite thing ever. And we may need to do some side by sides because it was so good.
No, we're not side by siding my face with the midget from Poltergeist. We're not going to do that.
It was amazing. I was very proud of you on that one. You did good.
I look just like her when I ride roller coasters. I look just like her.
It's so good.
All right. Well, anyway, congratulations to Jerem living in Brazil, Thurston.
Hey,
you're the man. You're the man. That's one thing that I noticed. Like anytime we do any sort of Disney post, huge reactions. Mormon meme. Boom!
Yeah, massive.
There you go. That's so. For those of you that didn't understand it, that's what it is. It's a church thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what it's all about.
Oh man, that was good.
All right. So let's see. Oh my gosh, we have so much to talk about. Can we? Let's do this first before we go any further. We have the Radio Ronin Spook Alley Social, which is happening very, very soon. It's October 15th, which is coming right up.
Yeah.
And this is Chris and Greg and Jason Crockett.
Yes, and not to mention, Ken Kruger is going to be joining us on...
No way!
What, really?
Really?
Yes!
Okay, so it's going to be Ken Kruger.
I feel so much better that Ken's going now. I'm really worried about this. I don't know why I'm worrying for no reason, but...
You're not excited to be there with the panda?
I'm very excited to be with the panda.
I'll be the big spoon, man.
I'm going to be
Here's the thing. It's a spook alley, right? So Ken's going to walk through. Everything's going to be like, oh, as he walks through, and nothing's going to be scary. And it's going to be a great time for Chris.
He's going to look like Flynn in Tron.
It will look like Flynn.
Flynn and Tron is what Ken's going to look like.
And it's only going to be because we're going to be staring at his hair the entire way through the spook alley.
He's kicking my ass on the mullet contest, by the way. It's not even close.
That's because God allows him to grow hair twice as quick as...
Exactly.
I'm sure that's what it is.
That's very true.
That's probably it. So this is going to be great because Chris was telling me his shakies, Greg. He was like, look, mate, I really am nervous about this. He said, I'm going to be walking around hanging onto Greg's belt loop the entire time. And this is no joke. As he's saying this, I get a text from Crockett. I guess Crockett was listening to last week's episode or something like that. Crockett sends me a text. He goes, by the way, I just want you to all be aware, I have not been to a spook alley in like 25 years. So this is going to be terrifying for me. So Crockett is, he's done. He's lost his spook alley card. So Greg, it's rookie night. It's amateur night. You've got to take all these people. I'm quite certain that Ken has not been to a spook alley. This is going to be something. It's happening where it's the Haunted Forest. Right, that's where it's happening.
Yeah, we're going to be at the Haunted Forest, and basically, I'm going to be like the designated driver for all of these newbies throughout the spook alley.
Everybody can show up. It's October 15th, 8 p.m.
There you go. Cool.
Yep.
That's what's going on, and everyone is welcome. Just show up and hang out. And it's already. I'm already getting a lot of people saying this is so badass. I can't wait to go.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing you're going to get a good turnout, Greg.
Yeah, I really hope so. I hope people are going to be able to come out and join us, and we're just going to meet at 8 p.m. just right by the box office.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And they'll be filming for Ronin TV too. So if you want to be on Ronin TV, come head over.
Yeah, that's absolutely. Now, Chris, is Bren and the kids, are they going to go?
I think Bren's a no. I'm still working on the kids.
As I understand it, Bren hates this sort of stuff.
She does.
She had a traumatic experience with a chainsaw or something like that.
Yeah, something with a chainsaw, kind of put her in a corner and
nobody puts Bren in the corner.
Nobody puts Bren in the corner.
Yeah, so she hates it, but anyway, it's going to be great fun. I'm really looking forward. It's just one of the many Halloween things that we're doing, and we also have Greg's Guide to New Music. The Halloween special is coming up too. Yeah. So, Greg, when is this air? Do you know? Do you have any idea yet? We're recording it. This weekend we're recording it.
Yeah, we're recording it this weekend, so it should be out by either Sunday or within the next week.
Okay.
It all depends on how long it takes to edit this episode, because it's going to be quite the episode. I am so excited for this particular episode of Greg's Guide, because there is a song that has now become one of my favorite Halloween songs of all time.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Wow.
That's a big statement from Panda there.
That's cool. Okay.
Yeah. Is this going to be like a bumper episode? Is it going to be like a regular? Or are we going to get, extra extended?
Well, it may just be extended, because whenever I do the Halloween episodes, it's the 13 songs of Halloween.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. And you always invite us. I'm assuming that's going to be the case.
Yeah.
I'm hoping anyway.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
So awesome. Okay. Well, is anyone else joining you?
Oh yeah. We're gonna have the evil twin Angela Hammond on this episode of Quench It Fame.
Nice. Woo! I already knew that, but I was like, so Greg, is anyone else joining us? Yeah.
What do you say there?
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
And we're going to have Angela on Radio Ronin as well, because we're going to do it all kind of back to back. So we'll be excited to have the evil twin on Radio Ronin. That'll be a good time.
The chaos that will ensue from that.
Kidding.
So that's just some of the Halloween fun. And then, of course, we have the Goblin Ghost Hunt. We're having a t-shirt meetup as well for our Patreon folk. Just go to patreon.com. All the deets, they're all available.
They're all posted,
Patreon.com/Radio Ronin. Now, I do have some news about the live Halloween show.
Yes.
Yes.
We're going to have to do it different this year. It is a tradition. It's a tradition that we love. Unfortunately, we have had to miss it a couple of years here and there. This year, we have been working. With our cloud-based recording software company. Been working with them like crazy. It's bleeding edge technology that we're using. We love this company very, very much. They had assured us that we were going to have Skype embedded into the software so that we could take calls and so that we could broadcast live. And it's not there.
Yeah. It's been, keep in mind, this has been me fighting with them for about 6 months.
It's been a long time. We've been working on this all year.
Lots of emails back and forth. Like, come on, we got to do this. And now it's finally like, oh crap. You know what I mean?
Technology.
Yeah.
So here's what we're going to do. There is an alternate way that we could do this. This is how we did it last year, which is fly everybody in, and then we do it on Spreaker so that everybody can listen. But with schedules being what they are, with Chris's schedule, with Panda's schedule, and honestly, with Panda's schedule, it was really the Grease trip.
Yeah, PTO and stuff like that.
The Grease trip killed it.
Yeah.
So this thing was done. Harder. The live Halloween show was cooked it was cooked in June before we even knew, because Panda's got to have a certain amount of PTO, which was used. We told them, we're like, use it because we're going to have Skype for Halloween. Don't sweat it. We're good to go. Yeah. And now we're not.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah. So here's what we're going to do instead. We are going to have a Halloween special for you. But we're going to change it a little bit. We're going to change it up a little bit this year. What we're going to ask you to do is, we would love it if you would send us an email to Chunga or Chandler or Greg with 2 G's, Greg at radioronin.com. Chris, we got to get you a Radio Ronin email address.
I will make that happen.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
So we've got these email addresses: Chandler, Chunga, or Greg at radioronin.com. We would like you to send us an email of your ghost story. Now, there's a couple of different ways you can do this. You can type it all out, and we'll read it.
Yeah.
We'll read it, give you credit for it. We'll tell your ghost story for you. Or you can record it. If you want to record it and send us a recording of your ghost story, we will gladly play that in the show.
Yes. Videos work as well. It doesn't have to be like an audio recording. Right. Videos, audio, or email, any of them will totally work, because we still want to be able to tell your stories, and we want to make it as spooky and as fun as it always is. So it's going to be fun. I'm excited.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be different, and I promise you, it will not go down this way next year.
Yeah.
We this is just one of the things which We had hoped it was going to work out. It ended up not working out. We're very, very sorry about it. But we're still going to deliver a Halloween special for you just the same.
It just won't be live. That's the only
It's just not going to be live.
Yeah,
it's baby
steps.
steps.
Right.
We wanted to give you ample time so that you could send in your ghost stories. Again, we want your ghost stories. We'll give you full credit. We'll talk about you on the show, and then we'll tell your ghost story on your behalf. Or record it. So if you have any questions about this, of course, you can definitely message us on the socials.
Yeah, just hit us up.
Or you can send us an email.
Yep.
Either way.
Cool.
And we'll be good to go. I think Chris has a bunch of ghost stories, and I expect that Chris will be on that show to tell us some of those ghost stories.
I'd love to be on that show.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's what's coming up. We'll have more details about that coming up soon. Please accept our apology. We're really, really sorry.
It was hard fought. We put up a good fight trying to get this to happen.
We did.
Yeah.
We
It's
did.
just keep in mind that the tech that we're using wasn't even a thing before COVID. This is all tech that Disney's been helping us build, basically.
Yep.
And so we're doing our best, but there we go.
We can't do it. Okay, we can't.
Don't hate us.
It would be here's the way it would go down. It would be me and Chandler.
Yeah.
Because Greg and Chris, nobody else can make it down here.
Yeah.
And it would just be kind of weird. Greg, remember that one time when you and I tried to do it with just the two of us, and how weird that was?
Oh my god, that was probably the scariest thing I've ever been through. I've been choked by ghosts before, and I was more scared.
And ladies. Yeah.
It was pretty crazy. And
women.
And women.
That
So
was
anyway,
my nipples being we're not going to go into that. We'll
have more about the Halloween special coming right up, and please accept our apology.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, so we have we just got back from a lovely trip, and a lot of you came along with us. There were many of you in Southern California.
Yeah.
A lot of you we were unable to hook up with, but we tried. Shauna Ellman, shout out to Shauna Ellman. We were at one point we were going to go to Knott's Scary Farm. At the same time, Shauna was going. Then plans changed, and we couldn't go to Knott's Scary Farm. All kinds of stuff happened. So if we weren't able to hook up with you on this trip, we're really sorry. But we were able to see a lot of you, and thank you so much to those of you that we were able to hang out with, or talk to, or get pictures with, or whatever. So Chris was one of the folks who was there, along with Bren and the kids, and Amy B and Jim and Austin, and man, there was
a ton of people.
We had a lot of fun. We had a great time, and we went to Oogie Boogie Bash for the second year running, and it was even better this year. I thought it was fantastic.
Yep.
I really had a good time.
For me, and I don't know if it was, we did a whole Ronin TV episode about it as well, so that'll be coming out shortly.
Right.
But it was much easier to kind of breathe this time around.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I don't know what they did.
We went over like, oh, this is so relaxing. They added an extra hour, which was awesome for us, so you could go in and have time to be able to do the parade and the tree trails and everything that Oogie Boogie has to offer. But it was just kind of like all of us in the park, and it felt like we were almost alone. Do you know what I mean? We could stretch our arms out and just have a good time. I loved it.
So, Chris, what do you think? What do you think happened, man? Did they? It was sold out. Every Oogie Boogie Bash night is sold out.
Yeah.
But it seems like there was a lot fewer people there.
Completely agree. It just seemed like it was less congested. You know, it didn't feel like there was more treat trails. It didn't feel like anything was like farther apart, but it just felt like everything flowed better. Whether people knew what they were doing, which I think has a huge impact on kind of how they approach these kind of special events. At the same time as, we didn't really wait for anything. Some of the rides there was a wait, but the treat trails we basically walked through, where last year we had to wait and line up with everybody else.
Villains
we kind of like sprinted through. Yeah, we sprinted through most of these street trails. And it just seemed way more efficient. There wasn't as much special food on offer as well, which kind of people weren't lining up for that kind of stuff, and mobile order semi-worked okay.
As usual.
As usual, but it just seemed to be less people, whether they put on more dates with less people just to make it more of an enjoyable time. I don't know.
I would love to know what they did there. Panda, you look like you got something on your mind.
Yeah, well, I've actually got a couple questions with this too, because I had some serious FOMO as I'm looking at all these beautiful pictures of you bastards there without me.
Yeah, you were very missed, dude. You were very missed.
Yeah.
Like every time I would see a new picture being posted on Facebook, whether it was from whoever's Facebook, I was just like, you jerks. Oh, why?
I'm sorry, man. Well, next year,
right now. Yeah, well, yeah.
Next year, man. We'll get you there next year, right?
So now with the Oogie Boogie Bash, I know they kind of do that separately from like a regular ticket. Now, do you guys actually have to go out of the park and come back into the park? Or with that ticket, do they somehow scan it and let you stay in the park?
Oh, well, it's a great question.
Mm-hmm.
And to answer it quickly, you do have to exit the park. You have to go back out of the park, and then you have to re-enter to get a wristband. Yep. And present your special ticket. So even though, Chris, Chandler, myself, we all have annual passes, we have magic keys. We had been there all day. Chris and Bren and the kids and Amy and everybody, they'd all been there all day. And you have to go out and then get back in line to go back through. Except I think what we did was we were in Disneyland. This takes place in California Adventure.
Right.
They start letting people in at 3:00 with your ticket.
Even though the event doesn't start until 6, I believe.
6,
so you get in early.
Yeah, you get early admission into the park where you're in there for like 3 hours before the event starts. So it's almost like having a full day of Disney on top of it, but it's just one park. And so we were at Disneyland. They started letting people in at 3:00. I think we waited till Chris? It was about 4? We waited like an hour to go over, so there wasn't a long line. Unlike last year, we waited in the really long line. Yeah. But when we went in, it was really chaotic when we first went in, Greg. It was a ton of people, and they were all kind of meandering about Buena Vista Street, which is right at the entrance to California Adventure. You'll get all this when we take you, Panda.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was really crazy, and then all of a sudden they did the big announcement. And they shoot all of the non-wristband people out of the park. And
all the checkpoints. There's checkpoints throughout the entire park, so you make you show your wristband to walk through a certain section. And if you haven't got a section, they won't allow you in and kind of push you towards the entrance exit. It's kind of clever how they do that.
It's brilliant. It's really brilliant. Yeah, a lot of people have asked, and Greg, I even think you asked this at one point. It's like, well, why don't you just go in and stay in?
Yeah, if you don't have an Oogie Boogie pass, it's like you can kind of just sneak in and you're fine.
And there's the answer is there's a lot of central kind of artery walkways where people have to walk to get from place to place, and they basically bottleneck those areas off so that you have to walk through these checkpoints and show your wristband, and if you don't, then you're removed from the park.
Okay.
And people try every single year. People try like crazy to try and game the system, and it never works. These guys are masters at this. But it was fantastic. I had so much fun. It is, in my opinion, the only after-hours special ticket event that Disney does that's worth paying for.
I agree with you on
Chris,
that.
you've done the Star Wars. You did Star Wars night.
I did Star Wars, this year on the 4th.
How did that compare to Oogie Boogie Bash? Is it even comparable?
Well, that one's in the Magic Kingdom, so it's just different. I think Oogie Boogie has a lot more on offer with the treat trails and the Villains Grove and all the character meet and greets. Whereas Star Wars, like a lot of it was around Batuu, and there was just some photograph options, a few kind of other treats and things. Just didn't seem as full as Oogie Boogie regarding the content.
Yeah, okay.
Well, and it looks like Disney is finally going in the right direction with this, because Oogie Boogie was super easy. They added the extra hour, and now they've officially confirmed that Merriest Nights will not be happening this year.
Yeah, which
thank heavens, because that was a total disaster. They learned their lesson. They're like, we're just not doing that one again. So thank heavens. I'm happy.
That's cool.
Yeah, and with Oogie Boogie Bash, like, how many different areas do they have set up for that particular event?
Well, it's basically all of California Adventure.
Yeah, it's the entire
doesn't
park.
take place in Disneyland. So Disneyland is still open, but California Adventure is closed unless you're going to Oogie Boogie Bash, and they have a variety of different things. So one thing that they do, Greg, we talk about the treat trails. They call them treat trails, and they have 7 of these things sprinkled throughout California Adventure, and they have a villain that's in a costume character villain that's there on the is at some point on the treat trail,
right?
And this year the big one, like last year, the big one was Oogie Boogie. And he was still there, but then they had Ernesto de la Cruz from Coco, and he looked fantastic. I need to get you some video, Greg, because he looked incredible. We're standing right next to him. The makeup was so flawless. Even standing right next to him, you couldn't really tell what they did.
Okay. And especially
it was crazy.
I've actually seen Coco and like certain other people.
I've seen Coco.
It's fun because you have Ernesto and then you have like Sid from Toy Story, and so Sid is up there. He's stomping around on stage making fun of kids and their costumes. And
Chris
things
and
like
Sid
that.
got in a fight.
Chris and Sid did get in a fight.
Yeah,
we got
it was
into
great.
it. Yeah, like I made a 9-year-old boy cry. Yeah. I'm a hero. Nah.
And he said at one point, I knew that Chris had him. Chris had him beat when he said, "You're even more stupid than my neighbor friend Andy."
Yeah, that was Sid's jab at
Chris. You're more stupid than Andy.
And then I fake cried. And walked off.
And walked off.
Oh.
It was amazing.
Yeah, Sid bested him. So anyway, so you have these street, and then you have a big parade, and it's a very elaborate parade. And on top of that, they have a lot of Halloween music. They have a lot of different photo opportunities. The rides are all still running.
Yeah.
And they have food. Like they had one of the things that they had that they only have at Oogie Boogie Bash was the black corn dog, which we put on Ronin TV. Like I'm like it's just it looks like a great big stink pickle is what it looks like.
Okay.
It looks just like a great
big turd.
It looks like a great big turd on a stick.
Stink pickle.
It looks just like a great big stink pickle is what it looks like. You'll see it. You'll see it in Ronin TV. If you haven't gone to Oogie Boogie Bash, you'll see it on Ronin TV. It's fantastic. It was a great corn dog. But,
it was, yeah. And they had like a poutine option, which was like buffalo, like chicken tenders on fries. Chris ended up getting that.
You got that at Flo's in Cars Land, right?
Yeah, it was like just steak fries with gravy or buffalo sauce with some chicken tenders cut into it, basically.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it was
and Panda, the thing to keep in mind is the capacity for the park, even though the whole park is open, it's very limited. So rides that would be normally 2.5 hours long or maybe 10 minutes max. And so you're able to kind of jump through the park and get through everything a lot faster, which that's why a lot of people end up doing this. We like more like the treat trails and Villains Grove and all that other stuff. But it's really cool what they did this year.
If you're somebody like us, Chris is this way, Chandler and I are this way. If you like to shop and eat, in addition to doing the rides, this is definitely something for you. They have special merchandise that you can only get at Oogie Boogie Bash. And one of the things that I thought was so special is a glow in the dark. I don't really go in for the Starbucks hype. Right, I'm not a Starbucks guy.
Yeah, you're definitely not one of those guys.
See, you see, Chris is drinking out of it right now. So they have these tumblers that they've become like a craze. They're very limited edition. They're very hard to get, and so this time around, they said that they had a glow in the dark Starbucks tumbler.
It's like neon green. It's really cool.
And so I was really, really excited for it. And Chris and Bren and Shannon, all of us, we were all looking for this thing like crazy all over the park trying to find it. Couldn't find it anywhere. And I got to give a shout out to Chris and Bren because they took on Saturday, their Magic Key would not allow them to attend on Saturday. You missed nothing, Chris. Let me tell you. So they decided to go to Laguna Beach and go to San Juan Capistrano. And while they were, and how was that, by the way? Was that awesome? That was really fun?
Yeah. If anybody's not been before, it's like a mission town from the converted like Catholic missionaries. It's really cute, really quaint. Loads of restaurants, loads of little kind of fun shops, antique shops. But the mission's there. You can take a full tour of it. It's way bigger than I thought it would be. It's about $14 to get in, but it's really worth a visit if you kind of you want to take a day off, have a different pace.
All right. Nice. Yeah. So while they were out exploring Southern California, they went into a grocery store in Laguna Beach. If you've never been to Laguna Beach, it's like this awesome hippie town. It's a total bohemian kind of. I'm going to make stuff out of broken plates and auto parts kind of town, right?
Yes.
That's what Laguna Beach
Lots
is like.
Lots of paper mache and weird things like that.
Papier-mâché.
Yes. Taken out by a guy who looked like Cheech Moran and a beetle trying to cross the road. So,
Did you really?
Oh, yeah. I'm not sure what he was aiming for or that he didn't have brakes. He was kind of 50-50. I gave him the benefit of the doubt, though.
He was in a bug? He was in a VW
he was in an old
bug?
rusty bug, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Did he yell at you? He was
by the paint,
hey! As he was driving by?
Hey, what's going on? Yeah.
Hey!
That was pretty good, Chris. That was pretty good.
You're welcome.
You walked into a grocery store, and I guess they had, like a Starbucks in there?
Yeah, there's like a small kind of concession Starbucks with two ladies working it.
And lo and behold, they walk in, and like a beacon in the night, sitting on the shelf are two of these glow-in-the-dark
the Oogie Boogie
Starbucks
ones, yeah.
Oogie Boogie tumblers.
Yeah.
That are supposed to only be at Disneyland. Somehow, they were in Laguna Beach. And you freaked out, and you grabbed them.
Yeah, basically, we walked in, Bren saw them, grabbed them, and the lady was like, well, there was in this random merchandise box upstairs, so I thought I'd bring him out and put him out. And we're like, oh my God, he's like meant to be. So we just bought them and ran out, and I was like, you better tell Chunga. And Bren's like, don't tell Chunga, don't tell Chunga. So we had to wait till that night, and then we kind of surprised them with it.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
And I've got it, and that's all it's my whoopee. And Chris, Chris got the other one, and he's drinking
it
out
in
of
the
it
dark.
right
It's
now.
so much fun. It kind of like you just kind of walk around the house in the dark, so you can actually walk around with your cup. I'm bouncing off the things. I've nearly broke my toe twice. You know what I mean? But my cup glows. It's good.
And gentlemen, Chunga and Chris.
Yes.
Please be honest with me with this. Did you guys get a pumpkin spice latte like the basic bitches that you are?
No, it was a vanilla caramel latte. Brent got the pumpkin spice latte. I got the vanilla.
She did?
Oh, she did.
Brent's okay. Brent can do it though. You know what I mean?
Listen, I don't. You know me, Panda. I'm a bit of a contrarian in the sense that when people kind of go, when people zig, I like to zag.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, certainly.
So when you got, I'm not a Starbucks guy. In fact, I just an open letter. This is my open letter to Starbucks. Okay, if you want to take that little company of yours and really turn it into something big.
Oh no.
If you really.
It's not doing well enough.
You really want to make some money. You really want to learn how to make some money. Start selling punch. Because then I would really opt in. I would opt in. Like,
what do you mean, like just like straight up just normal punch?
Like that punch that you get at Albertsons or Vaughn's or whatever.
Like the cheap one that's like $2. That's like they have to have like the tape on handle because it's so big
and it's green or it's orange or it's
the blue one. Yeah.
See, you start selling punch. Then I'm a Starbucks guy. But until that happens, in my Starbucks mug, it's been lemonade, and it's been punch.
You're 6-year-old.
That's all I've had in my Starbucks tumbler. That's it. But I'm very excited to have it. These things are going for like $150 on eBay. It's just stupid.
Whoa.
But I don't normally go in for that kind of culture. I really don't. But it's a glow in the dark mug, and it's really cool. And Chris and Brent got it for me.
You like colors, yeah.
I want to give a shout out to Chris and Brent. Thank you so much. It was very cool.
You guys are welcome.
Those guys did
so
that.
Good.
Yeah.
We got lucky.
There
smiled upon us that day.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened, but man, that was so weird.
Neither do we.
And I was all the way not expecting it. We sat down for breakfast, and they were like, "Oh, by the way, we found this for you," and it just blew my mind.
You almost fell out of your chair.
I did.
Yeah.
I was really shocked. I was really shocked, and I was almost as shocked as when Chris gave you the black kyber crystal.
I've forgotten about that.
Can you believe this actually happened? You guys know how big. Like we've told the story on the show where my awesome dad ended up getting me the yellow kyber crystal, which you couldn't get in the park at that time. Right. So I've been kind of searching out for these, and if anyone doesn't know, when you buy kyber crystals, or let me back up, kyber crystals are what gives the lightsabers the color. Nerd, that's what chooses the color for the lightsaber, right?
Right.
And so in the parks, you have these red kyber crystals, which are the dark side, and 1 in every 1,000 is a black kyber crystal, which is supposed to be made of obsidian, and it's supposed to be like the darkest, most evil dark side crystal you can get.
Yeah.
And sure enough, we sit down at Shakey's, and I'm enjoying a nice slice of pizza and some Mojos, and Chris just goes, "Here you go, mate," slaps it down on the table, and it's just a little red container. And I was like, "Oh, hey, man," because as a tradition, I've been buying Chris a lot of different kyber crystals every trip we go, just to see if we get them. Yeah. And then Chris will buy me some, and
we've got like 25 red kyber crystals because we keep trying to get a black one.
And I'm like, "Oh, sweet, thanks, man." I didn't think anything of it, and I popped the little label and I popped it up, and I shrieked inside the Shakey's, and like all the guys next to me were like, "You know what I mean?" It's like, "Oh!" And I'm like throwing this crystal around in the air, and Chris got me a black kyber crystal. I don't know how he did it, but one of the coolest gifts I've ever received. So
I'm going somewhere.
Thank you, mate. Yeah,
thank you, Chris.
No, you're welcome. It was a late birthday present for me, and that was a
very late birthday present. Yeah,
very special.
I've known about this since April.
And I didn't even know. I don't know how Chris found it.
I didn't say a word.
Nuts. Yeah,
I didn't say a word. I knew it was coming. And
so cool.
It's very cool.
I was very sweaty opening it.
Shut up, Greg.
He's just laughing.
You're such nerds.
It's so true.
In the Shakey's like, "Look at Crystal."
It's right, but this is so rare. Chris has a connection. I don't think you reveal that connection though, Chris. I don't think you do that because you're going to have people coming out of the woodwork.
Oh yeah,
trying to get their hands on these.
It's kind of like every now and again I can ask a favor, but it's kind of rare,
Yeah.
Chris is pretty much our Cassian Andor of the group. You know what I mean? Like we'll talk about that later in the show, but he's got his connections. He's like, "I got my people."
Yeah,
so
it was very cool.
Yeah.
But there was some controversy on the Disney trip. So that you know. There was a little bit of controversy. There's a lot of you. I want to bring this up because there's a lot of you going. We've heard from the Oogie Boogie Bash thing. It's only halfway done. It goes clear till the end of October. So there are many more dates still to come, and a lot of you are going and you're doing some Christmas shopping while you're there. Right? It'll be your one trip before Christmas. So. When you're going to get lightsabers made at Savi's workshop in Galaxy's Edge, word to the wise, they are missing a lot of the parts to make these lightsabers. And when you make your reservations, they don't tell you that a lot of the parts are missing. Yeah, it was kind of slimy, Greg. Can I tell you? It was a little bit slimy because we all had Chris and Chandler and myself. We were going to go build a lightsaber. We had reservations to go do it,
especially because Chris got me the crystals. We're like, hell, let's go make this. Let's have some fun.
So we were able to get reservations, and then we go up to check in to go have our little lightsaber ceremony, which is very cool. If you haven't done it before, it's really neat. Very surprising. A lot of people are moved to tears. Especially if you're a big Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
And we went to check in, and they were like, "Okay, well, what lightsaber do you want to build? Oh, and by the way, all of these pieces are missing, and they have black tape over the pieces." We're like, "Wait, there's only like a couple pieces here."
Yeah, I actually may want to back up even a little bit because Amy B and her son Austin built a lightsaber the night before.
Yeah.
And Austin was showing me his lightsaber, and he's like, "Hey, I wasn't able to use all the pieces that I wanted." And I was like, "Wait, what are you talking about?" And so we were doing this, and I was like, "Hey, by the way, we had a friend that came last night. They weren't able to have all the pieces." And they're like, "Well, yeah, but that's not really a big deal. You'll be fine. You'll be fine."
Oh,
I was like,
I didn't even hear that.
Oh
conversation.
no, yeah, that was the conversation Chris and I were having the cast member.
Now, when you say they're missing like pieces, like what kind of pieces are we talking about?
So you have to build it's a Star Wars thing, and when you're a Jedi in training, your final step to becoming a Jedi is to build your own lightsaber. And so you have pieces of metal, and within Star Wars, you use the Force to construct this lightsaber. You actually don't even touch it. You have all this metal, and it's put together through the power of the Force. And so what they do is they have this whole ceremony, and there's pieces, and there's 4 different categories of lightsabers that you can build. And they've got one that's like the Old Republic, and then they've got a modern Jedi lightsaber and a dark side lightsaber, and one that is called Elemental Nature, which has got like a lot of wood and bone.
Leather and things like that.
Leather, it's a little bit more ornate. And you can choose one of the 4 categories, and in each of the categories there are a bunch of pieces that were missing. So what you would have to do is within the categories you have options. So you can say you can choose this piece or this piece or this piece and that piece, and so that everyone can build kind of their own unique lightsaber that's unique to them.
There's like 30 or 40 options per class. You know what I mean? There's a lot of different ways you can tool this thing, which is awesome. Yeah.
And so I guess Chandler learned from Austin that they weren't able to do that, and so we went up to the counter and they said no. After Chandler and Chris pressed them, they said, "Well, okay, no, you can't. You can't. We don't have all the pieces." They were really evasive.
Oh, she's like, "You'll be fine." She kept saying that to Chris. Like, "Yo, you guys will be fine. No. We've got duplicates of other ones. It'll be okay." I'm like, "Well, wait, hold on." I'm like, I kind of pulled my Jedi card. I'm like, "I've got a couple of these built. I have a very specific one in mind." And she pulled out like all these cards, and like half of the lightsabers are blocked out.
It looks like back to government document. There's more black on there than and I was like,
it's like a redacted document. There were tons of tape.
Chris goes, "Hell no!"
I was like, "This is not going to work." And she's like, "Well, we're going to do lots of replica pieces. You can put 2 bits on." I'm like, "Well, I don't want to do that. I'm not here to build half a lightsaber. I'm here to build what I want." It's a serious amount of money. It's not cheap to do this.
And so this is where it gets kind of controversial, because they were like, "Well, you've made a reservation." When you make a reservation, if you can't cancel a reservation, you've got to follow through on this.
You have to put your credit card in when you make a reservation.
Yeah, so
if you don't charge you, they still charge you regardless. So we're like, "Well, no, you guys don't have the pieces. We have to cancel this."
So it took a little cajoling from the 3 of us. We were very nice. We didn't really fight with them, but we just said, "Guys, listen, you've got to do the right thing here. You don't have the right pieces. We can't build the lightsaber that we want to build. We don't want these. You've got to refund us our money. You've got to do the right thing here." And it took that person, that cast member, going through a chain of people to get our reservation removed.
And we're sitting in the corner doing the little the 2-finger motion for the Jedi mind tricks, over and over and over again.
This is not the lightsaber we are looking for.
They were so annoyed.
They were like they were really, really evasive about it. So this is why I'm bringing it up. If you're going to build lightsabers for Christmas, if you have reservations right now, you're going to Disneyland for Oogie Boogie, you have lightsaber reservations, you have to know they don't have the pieces. They don't have all the pieces. They have some. And if that doesn't matter to you, if you're not really super selective about what you want, you're going to be just fine. But if you've done your homework and there's certain things that you want, I would recommend that you cancel that reservation before you show up, and then maybe show up, take a look, and see if you can get a reservation at some point during your trip.
There you go. Yeah.
There were loads of reservations available. Yeah, I know that when me and Chandler were looking at it the night before, we were like, "Oh, should we do this? Should we not do this?" We kind of stressed about it over a couple of nights, really. And we made the decision to go with it. And he went onto the app, and there was just loads of reservations available. There was like
every time slot was open for the whole day.
Believe me when I tell you, this lightsaber experience is definitely not something you want to have be a bad experience. It's really, really cool.
You need to use the Force. That's the whole point of doing it. Yeah.
It's, I don't want to give too much away, but it's really awesome. I know a lot of you have probably watched it on YouTube anyway, but it's really cool. There are some other bits of controversy. Point number 2 is they are looking for ways to revoke your magic key.
Yeah.
No.
This is something they are not. Yeah. Oh yeah. This is something they're not screwing around with. They're trying to thin the herd. There's story after story after story after story. So if you come to Disneyland, be on your best behavior. Don't screw around. Don't get in arguments. Don't get too drunk at DCA. Don't try to use anything illegal.
Or cut into parking spots at the parking tower. I mean, anything like that.
Don't do anything wrong, because if you get flagged by security for any of a myriad of reasons, you're going to lose your pass. Because they're looking for ways to pull it.
It's bad.
So it's bad if you're doing something wrong. If you're not doing anything wrong, you're going to be just fine. But don't sell your Oogie Boogie passes on KSL. Don't try to sell them on eBay. Don't try to resell merch on eBay. If they find out, they'll yank your pass in a New York second, and you're not going to get it back. So we talked a little bit about it on a previous show. I've done a lot of homework since, and people are losing their passes in dozens a day.
Oh man.
Like I don't have an exact number. I want to be very clear in case the Disney brass are listening, which they do. I don't know what the exact number is, but there are a lot of passes that are being revoked weekly.
Wow.
So just know that. Know that when you come into town, mind your P's and Q's and behave the right way. Don't argue with the cast members. Don't have too much alcohol. Don't smoke weed out at the hotels. Don't do any of that kind of stuff, or the pass is gone. And it doesn't come back. All right. Well, anyway, that's what's happening with Disney. We know you're all Disney fans, and so we wanted to give you an update. Oogie Boogie is fantastic.
Oh yeah,
the park looks fantastic.
I just wanted to say that of all the Oogie Boogie stuff there was loads of people in costume. It was great. Didn't see one Eddie Munson, Chandler. Not one.
Damn it.
You would have been one of one, dude, and you completely missed the opportunity.
Because we're like, oh, everyone's going to be in an Eddie Munson costume. So I'm like, it's fine. I'm not going to worry about it. Not a single one. I would have been the star.
Yeah, I think it was because it was too damn hot.
Probably.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
The Canadian tuxedo is really toasty at 100 degrees. So it was going to be a little rough there.
It was hot, but we did see a lot of, we saw a lot of people, because again, Chris, good point. Everybody dresses up in costumes. This is a thing, Greg. And for those of you who don't know what Oogie Boogie is, you're encouraged to dress up in costume as a grown-up, and you can go with your kids and go trick-or-treating. Yeah. Where you get to trick-or-treat with your kids, which is kind of a cornerstone of Disney. Something that adults and kids can do to have fun together. We've got so much candy. We have, seriously, it's probably 20 pounds of candy.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's more than that. It's way more than that.
So much.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Chandler was going to go as Eddie Munson. We kept track of what the big costumes were. Last year it was Wanda and Loki.
And Loki, yeah.
Correct.
We counted 17 Lokis and about 140 Wandas. We had, so this year we thought that it would be a lot of Eddie Munsons. And what else did we say? Eddie Munsons and...
We said people like general Stranger Things people, like lots of 11s.
And
Pop-Pops and 11s. And
11 and Dusty and that kind of stuff. We saw, actually, no. We did see one group of people come as the cast of Stranger Things.
Yeah. They killed it.
And they killed it.
Yeah.
A few Cruella de Vil's
Eddie
sprinkled
Munson's,
around. Yeah,
Cruella de Vil's and a lot of Sanderson sisters this year.
One hands down.
Loads of Sanderson sisters this year from Hocus Pocus. So I think that's fantastic, especially since I just saw Hocus Pocus for the first time last year.
Which is crazy. That movie's great. Yeah.
Well, and my question is, are they going to allow me in with my Dr. Frankenfurter costume?
No.
From Rocky Horror Picture Show?
No.
The one thing about Oogie Boogie Bash as well is that they have very strict costume policies. It's very well placarded as you kind of walk in. It's all promotional stuff. That your costume has to fit certain criteria. If not, you ain't getting in, son.
You can't wear a helmet. You can't cover your face. You can't have weapons.
Greg would have a magic key for about 15 seconds.
Yeah, that's why I don't have a magic key.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, okay, so that's your update. We went to Shakey's. We had a great time. The Angels game was fantastic. We had so much fun at the Angels game.
Oh man,
we were there on the day that Shohei Ohtani got his $30 million 1-year contract extension. And he pitched. He didn't pitch, but he was a DH and did great. It was fun.
Angels won.
We had so much fun. We had so much fun. It was one of the best trips I think I've ever gone on in my life.
I agree with that. Yeah,
and a lot of really, really fun memories were made, and want to say thanks to everybody who came over and said hi.
Yeah, tons of Ronin fans out there.
Yeah. It was really fun to see. Some guy walked up and saw us talking. Whoever you are, you could have said hi. You should have. Please don't ever be. You don't have to be this guy. Just come over and just come over and say hi.
Yeah.
So this guy was standing. We're standing outside a World at Disney. And we're trying to figure out what to do for the day. And I could see this guy he's doing kind of the chicken neck thing, and he's looking around and I'm not sure, because I don't want to be that guy, like, come on over, say hi, because I didn't know for sure if he was trying to do this. But he kept looking, and then finally he just walked up, he looked at Chris, and he stepped kind of to the right of Chris, and he snapped a picture of Chris, a picture of Chandler, a picture of me, and then walked off.
Kind of ran, ran away.
Hurried, jumped on the phone, ran away, and jumped on the phone, and that was.
And it happened to
just say hi, man. Come on over and say hi.
Oh yeah, just give us a big hug. We're
I'm sorry.
I love that Chris was talking about very large. He was talking about something very inappropriate.
Chris was yelling very loudly. I'm excited because tonight is butt night.
In the middle of downtown Disney.
It was a joke that he was talking about, and taken out of context, the guy walked up to hear Chris go, I'm so excited because tonight is butt night.
And then it goes, and then runs away.
And Chris is like, no.
Hey, at least that guy didn't punch me in the dick on this on this trip. I got hit in the junk that many times. I was scared of speaking to any strangers.
Once from me and once from Chandler.
Oh yeah,
and once from a random guy at Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, no, it's true. No, it happened.
And are you guys sure that this guy wasn't from immigration with taking pictures?
It could have been.
Tracking Chris down.
He's like, see,
cool, refreshing water. I'm one of you. I'm one of you. Sweet creamery butter.
He could have very, very easily been from immigration. Absolutely. All right, we need to move on. We have a lot of stuff to talk about. Before we have a Chunga poll on the way. We've got Andor stuff. We've got Munster stuff. We've got Greg's movie shout out. In fact, Chris found a really cool new pop culture convention that everybody's going to want to go to.
Hey-o.
We're con crazy in this crowd, right?
Yeah.
We love our cons. We love cons like a fat kid love kink.
Oh yeah.
We can't. It's an undeniable, like a moth to a flame. We can't get away from the cons. So Chris has another one that we're going to talk about coming up. But first, we want to say thank you to our mighty Radio Ronin producers. We got some new ones apparently, which is cool. Thank you to all of our Radio Ronin producers. I hope to see all of you at the t-shirt meetup coming up soon. Be sure to check patreon.com/Radio Ronin for details. And let's get to it here. So let's hold on a sec. I lost my I've got it. We're fine. Everything's fine here. How are you? Nothing to see here. These our producers are all $20 a month until I say otherwise.
Hey-o, there we go.
Any questions? No? Let's begin. AccentDoors.co. Don't let the big box stores charge you more for what's in style. Come see us. Let us save you money. That's AccentDoors.co. Thank you.
Oh, they're awesome. Yeah, thank you.
They're fantastic. Angela Plotz. Thank you, Angela Plotz, for being a Radio Ronin producer. By the way, producers can list this on their job resume.
Yeah.
They can also use this as a job reference. They can list it on their LinkedIn. Their content, if they want us to talk about something, it gets immediate priority. Anybody can submit content.
You're a producer of the show. That's how it works.
And hell, if you just want to brag to your friends and your family that you're a producer of a show, you can totally do that.
Yeah, it's super simple.
Yeah.
Think about it. You could pay Bill Gephardt $400 to be Gephardt approved, or you could pay us a little bit of money and be a producer of the Radio Ronin show.
Way better.
Yeah.
What's cooler?
Way better.
Huh? What's cooler? Angela Plotz knows. She knows what's cooler. Also, Ash, tasty like a raindrop, Jenkins.
Oh, there he is.
Tasty like a raindrop, Jenkins. Brian and Angela Bass, thank you. Castle Photo Art, that's Castle.
Yep.
Who you can hear on our latest bonus episode. Infringing on Gavin Holmgren's good name with a blatant campaign of false advertising.
I mean, he's not wrong.
It's not false advertising. Listen, Gavin Holmgren has very white feet.
Yeah, they're.
That's not false advertising.
No, that's very true.
Let's see. Chaz Hill. Thank you, Chaz Hill. Chaz Hip. Thank you, Chaz Hip. D. Bob Cooper. That's That's DB Cooper.
DB Cooper.
Oh,
D. Bob Cooper.
Hey.
That almost sounds like T-Buff. Remember T-Buff? Thank you. He was a Brown Brothers Furniture and Appliances. Thank you. And he'd wear the white suit. Do you remember T-Buff? Nobody remembers T-Buff.
The guy that just had the airplane with all the money.
So it's like, what the hell are you
Greg,
talking about?
You should remember T-Buff. Greg should at least remember. Thank you. Somebody remembers T-Buff.
I'm not that old, Chunga.
He was a pitch man. He was a pitch man in Utah. And he would do like car stereo. That car stereo's cheap. Thank you.
Oh, nice.
Anywho.
Jared Holmgren. Let me see. Gavin Holmgren and his ghostly white feet. See,
there it is.
There we go.
$20 a month.
Full circle.
Jared Holmgren, thank you very much, gents. Jeff Baird of jollyholidayshows.com and Baird Manor is currently doing shows. It's October. Or as I like to call it, Quenchtober. And Jeff Baird is doing holiday shows right now. So you can go see, I think it's Stranger
Things. Yeah, this year.
I believe it is Stranger Things. Go check it out. Jollyholidayshows.com. Jennifer Stoddard. Thank you, Jennifer Stoddard. Jennifer Kilkowski, I dedicate this show to you because you gave me an awesome Haunted Mansion.
Hey!
Thank you, Jennifer Kilkowski. Jennifer Kilkowski. Yeah, and a very nice letter that made me a little teary.
Aw, that's awesome.
Thank you, Jennifer Kilkowski. Jeremy, big sexy with 3 X's. Jennifer, you don't have 3 X's in your name, but Jeremy, big sexy does.
Yeah.
Jeremy, big sexy Adams.
Yeah.
Jordan L. Miller. Jordan L. Miller, $20 a month. Thank you very much. Justin and Courtney Bolander, thank you. Carl Parkinson is a very good-looking guy.
Yeah, he is.
He's got a very good-looking wife. They're too damn good-looking for their own good.
Very fashion-forward, those two.
Yeah, they look
great.
They look really good. They're tastemakers. Is what they are, tastemakers.
True.
Carl Parkinson. Christine Davidson, thank you, Christine Davidson. Lady Terry A. Finley, thank you. Marcus Lopez from the Life Tech and Sundry podcast on YouTube.
Nice.
Thank you, Marcus Lopez, Mr. Chill. Max Power, he's had a bad couple of days, it looks like. Max Power is now at 710 sneezes.
Holy crap. Dude.
710
That's like 40 sneezes from the last show.
Max Power, declare to you, 2023, I'm also going to keep track of my sneezes.
Are you really?
Yep.
Can I do it with you?
I think we should all follow in Max's footsteps. Yeah, this is good. Look, 710 sneezes. That's I don't know.
A lot of counting. Yeah,
we don't have a baseline. Well, I don't know, Chris. Is it a lot? Is it a lot? Do we know?
I don't think 710 sneezes is to be sneezed at. So
should I Google how many times does like a human sneeze in a year?
I think it's a very reputable level of sneezing. By stocks and Kleenex, guys, we're going to be fine.
All right. Okay. What was that, Piano?
I think Max just needs to start taking a little bit of Claritin or one of those things. Because that's a lot of sneezes,
but maybe that's low. I don't know. I don't know what's a high amount of sneezes.
Yeah, that's doping if you take that. That doesn't count. Yeah,
Google it.
I'm Googling.
Remember what you were saying about people in the burbs? People mow their lawn for the 800th time and then snap. Well, that's us. $20 a month.
That's so good.
Nameless henchman, $20 a month. No more Mr. Passive Resistance. He's out to kick some butt.
Hey-o.
$20 a month. Now, give me a kiss and say goodnight. No tongues. It's Mrs. Robinson.
Oh.
You lost me at no tongues, Mrs. Robinson. You lost me at no tongues.
That sounds so
Can't do it.
So familiar.
What's that? Now, Chris, you're holding up something into the...
I'm looking at now different medical journals. It's kind of saying that, speaking of sneezing, the average person sneezes up to 450 times a year. So he's well above average.
He's almost done. He's
well above average.
No, so I'm reading a different one, and it's saying the average human sneezes 4 times a day. So 4 times 360.
4 times a day?
1,400 is the average.
Who sneezes 4 times a day?
I do.
Do you really?
Yeah, well, no surgery, but yeah, I do.
That just doesn't.
The internet's full of misleading information.
Right.
Shauna Elman, let us know how Not Scary Farm was. We wanted to go. It ended up not working out, and I'm bummed. As I understand it, it's much, much better now that they have chaperones. It's not nearly as scary.
Yeah, you're not going to get shanked in there.
Shauna Elman. Let us know, Shauna. Tiffany Conrad, listen to them, Children of the Night. Oh, listen to them, Children of the Night. What's music? It's Dracula.
Oh, yes.
No. Yeah.
Excellent.
Listen to them, Children of the Night. What music they make when the wolves are howling.
Yeah,
so
good.
Listen to them, Children of the Night. What music they make. That was a little more Jackie Mason than Dracula, wasn't it? I was a little bit.
I thought it was good.
I don't know. They're making music.
I enjoyed
it. Thank you, Panda. I appreciate that. Tito Delgado of the Unified Fire Department. That's a Tito, not his real name, but to me.
That's his real name.
Yeah, Tito Delgado. Tracy Wilson, thank you, my dear. Patrick S. 2001. He's our first super producer of our producers today. Patrick S. 2001. Proud Disney mom, Tanya Budge, 2001. Yeah. Sounds like her daughter had quite the hurricane.
Did you see the videos that she posted in the Ronin fam Facebook group?
Oh my gosh,
that was nuts.
Yeah. So Tanya, did she get evacuated? I thought she got evacuated. Her whole street was flooded and chaos was breaking out.
Yeah, let us know. Actually,
let us know what happened there.
Yeah.
Nancy Tanner, 2006. Tim, thank you, Nancy, by the way. Tim, the original Bad Meme Friday champion Hemingway, doing my missionary work as a president of the Ronin fam, Utah County chapter. I think, he's got a big chapter. He's got a big responsibility. He has a large responsibility for the brethren of Utah County. The Ronin brethren of Utah County. Yeah.
As long as he's got wearing his name tag while he's out there doing his work, then we're good.
Tim, let us know. Best-selling author Joanna Reeder, 2021 a month. Thank you, Joanna Reeder. Chatter, Tater Tot, Loki, and Norbert. See, there's one Loki.
Yeah,
got one Loki right there. This is 2022. Griffin D. Holmgren. 2022. 2022. Solar Powered Susie is at 2022 as well. Nicole Sin in the Sin Bin Hale at 2029. Excuse me. I'm Dale, but you have to call me Dragon at $21 a month.
Crap,
what is that?
I know this.
I'm Dale, but you have to call me Dragon.
I swear I've heard this before.
I'm Dale, but you have to call me Dragon.
And we can't Google it for 2 more shows.
Is that a Bill and Ted's or something like that? That sounds sounds like a Bill and Ted's.
No, that's not Bill and Ted's.
I'm Dale, but you have to call me Dragon. And then the next one is Ellen. I'm telling you, the devil gypped me for a hamburger. That's Ellen, $21 a month. She got me with Tootsie. She had Tootsie was her last one. I don't know what this one is. She's 20. And she had just discovered this great show called Tootsie. And I was like, oh.
Ellen and I are always like loving our 90s sitcoms. So
You damn kids.
I know.
Daniel Dean at $21.50 a month. Thank you, Daniel Dean. Not Quite Normal at $22.10. So excuse me. Thank you, Not Quite Normal and Daniel Dean. So excuse me, but these, hold on one sec. I butchered that. So excuse me for getting, I think there's a typo. So I'm just going to add a 4 in there. I hope this is right. Excuse me for forgetting, but these things I do. You see, I've forgotten if they're green or if they're blue.
That sound like lyrics.
It's Andrea Dare. $22 a month. So
green or blue.
So forgive me, but these things I do.
Yeah.
So excuse me for getting, but these things I do. You see, I've forgotten if they're green or if they're blue.
Are those kyber crystals?
It sounds to me like it's a lyric and they're talking about eye color. It's got to be an eye color. Is what it's got. I can't think of it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
2022 a month. Damn it, Andrea. See it on the Small Screen Podcast with Becky. And what's her name? That's Becky Starr and Mr. Starr.
Hey.
I believe what's his name is Patrick Starr. I see what it is. 23 a month. Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the maniacs, the loonies, the ding-dongs. Some people would say we're the crazy ones. 24 a month. Not the Steve Jobs quote. Kind of.
Close. Close.
Yeah. Jerem, chilling in Brazil, Thurston, the champion of Bad Meme Friday for this past week. At $24.88 a month. And here we go. Let's do this. This episode's closing Patreon supporter is Elder Joel T. Jenkins. Our benediction will then be offered by Elder B.S. Panda. $24.99.
Joel, was so
month.
good.
Joel Jenkins.
Yes,
there you
I've
go.
got my arms folded right now. I'm ready to give the benediction.
Yeah, all right. Uh-oh. I think you need to do the scout symbol, so we'll all be quiet. All right.
Hey, and he's actually doing it. There we go.
I've got the scout symbol up, guys.
Sorry.
I was an Eagle Scout.
No, Chris. Okay. No. That's you're doing a bad word in England.
I'm doing probably
He's
many
giving you the
languages.
peace sign. The other
doesn't know how to be a
Never
scout.
mind. It's
Back at you.
oi, oi, oi. Yeah. All right, never mind. Chunga poll. We do this every single year. This is one of our traditional Chunga polls. In fact, we usually do this as one of our kickoffs. We did it a little bit different this year, where we did the least favorite Halloween candy.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
We kicked off Halloween with that one this year. This time, it is your favorite Halloween candy.
Yes!
What is your favorite Halloween candy?
Oh man. Okay.
What is your now, Chris? Halloween is a thing in England, but it's not like it is here, right? I think in Halloween they give you a pint and a turnip, and then
maybe in the 16th century. I think it's kind of we've come a long way since then.
Oh, that's right.
They just give you a dirt clod. Like, here you go.
There you go, mate. And then you stagger out into the fog. That's what you do. No, so is Halloween. Halloween is like it is here, right? Is that correct?
It's kind of picking up a lot of pace before I moved over because I've been here for just over 5 years now. And beforehand, when I was a kid, you wouldn't really trick or treat. It wasn't the done thing. It was kind of frowned upon. Just a bunch of teenagers kind of screwing around and like causing trouble. But it's kind of gone on like most things in the UK. They tend to absorb some American ideologies, and Halloween's one of them, where people have Halloween parties, kids trick or treat. They do the whole pumpkin carving. They sell candy in the stores. So it's getting a lot like over here.
So for some reason I thought that Halloween started in Ireland and England.
Well, it kind of all goes back to All Hallows Eve, you know what I mean? So it kind of goes back to the pagan changeover, It goes back a long, long way, but you got to bear in mind, like, I don't want to talk about religion too much, but a lot of it's down to the organised religions kind of stopping All Hallows Eve and the end of the summer kind of celebrations and the harvests and just basically demonizing it into forcing people towards Christianity kind of thing. So the old school pagan religions were kind of shunned.
Am I understanding this correctly? You're defending paganism.
Yeah, well, kind of. Yeah.
That's
for Halloween. For Halloween
started. It started out as the Samhain festival. I mean, it was.
That's cool.
All right. So anyway, what is your favorite Halloween candy? What is it?
Oh man. Okay.
What is your favorite Halloween candy? Let's start with you, Chandler.
For me, it's usually the Reese's peanut butter pumpkins, right? Those are always the staple, but they've made that they're kind of hard to get now, and now they're doing like the smaller sizes here in Vegas, so they're not the full size. So I'm not too happy. So this year it's going to be the Reese's Take 5.
The Reese's Take 5
is
your favorite Halloween
combo.
candy.
I've always loved the Take 5 because you have your caramel and your pretzel and your peanut butter, right?
Yep.
And then they just up the peanut butter with the Reese's, and it's even better. So I've eaten 4 full bags. Since
Holy
September,
cow.
So
Dude.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm going hard
Take
with
fives.
those. The Reese's Take 5s. Very
Take 5s
specific.
to the thing. Okay,
They're
Take 5s to
good.
the thing. I got it.
They're
All
the
right.
best.
Panda, what do you think?
Ooh, yeah, this is a great question because, of course, much like Chandler, like the Reese's Pumpkins, but it's hard to get the actual like full size ones a lot of times when you're out trick or treating, because they cost a little bit more than the smaller ones and whatnot. But just that combination of chocolate and peanut butter, like anything Reese's, I always enjoyed those as a kid. So I would have to say those were probably my favorite as a kid.
Oh, nice.
Just anything
The Reese's Pumpkins.
All right. Anything Reese's. Okay,
Cool.
Chris.
Yeah, I'm kind of basic. I'm as to Panda call me a bit of a basic bitch when it comes down to candy. I like things like Three Musketeers and I like Milky Way, stuff like that. But one thing they do have this time of year is they have like a dark chocolate Milky Way. They usually do it in fun size. You don't see much of it. Yeah. And I'm a big fan of the dark chocolate Milky Way. It's caramel and nougat and dark chocolate. It's really, really good. And do you
call it nougat?
Nougat.
That was pagan.
Who was that?
Pagan, yeah.
He was the pagan god of chocolate.
With salad?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Salad and nougat.
Nougat. Very nice.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I know what you're
like dark
talking
chocolate
about.
Milky Ways. Yeah, you only find them this time of year, so you don't get them all. You don't get them throughout the entire year. I've not seen them everywhere. I haven't seen many this year at all. Probably the same as the Reese's the pumpkins. But yeah, that's for me.
So back to Oogie Boogie Bash, they were giving away the dark chocolate ones last year at Oogie Boogie Bash, and they didn't have them this year.
Oh,
dang it. And I was bummed.
I think a lot of people were mad about that, to be honest.
Yeah, I loved the dark chocolate, but they were giving away something else, and it is my favorite Halloween candy of this year. It's new. At least it's new to me. I don't know if people have tried these. They're called M&M cookie bites, or they're
yeah.
M&Ms with cookie, like just
Crunchy
like
center.
chocolate chip.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cookie on the inside. So it's
I
a
actually haven't
chocolate
tried these
M&M.
yet.
It's a baby blue package.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man,
Is it like a Chips Ahoy cookie, like a hard cookie, or is it a soft cookie?
Well, it's the size of an M&M. If there's a cookie inside.
Yeah, but is it hard or soft? That's the real question.
It's hard, like a Chips
okay.
Ahoy.
Oh, okay.
And they're so good.
Please tell me that they teamed up with famous Amos cookies.
It tastes kind of like that.
Oh,
To be honest with you,
I need to buy some of these and try them.
Dude, I've got about
they're
a million
great.
in the house from Oogie Boogie Bash. Just come over and take some. Please.
That's where I found
Please
them.
take some.
And I'm thinking to myself, I need to go buy these. I'm fighting the urge to go buy more because I know we've got like 20 pounds of them in that bag. But I can't stop eating. I've eaten probably 20 of those little packets today.
Yes.
Oh, I love those things. They're really good. It's the M&M cookie thing. I don't even know what they're called.
The
but
cookie bites?
I'm totally addicted to them. I don't know if they're cookie bites or what they are. I'm not sure what they are. Everybody go try these. These are amazing.
I have to go. I need some of these right
Okay,
now.
so what's your favorite Halloween candy? Favorite Halloween candy? That is a Chunga poll for today. Go to the Radio Ronin Facebook fan where you do the Bad Mean Friday, or you can go to our regular Radio Ronin Facebook page. You can go to Chris's page. You can go to my page. You can go to Greg's page. Go to any of our individual social media accounts, and you can post your favorite Halloween candy there. We're going to compile them all, and we will read them for you on Monday.
There you go. Cool.
Yeah.
And we'll keep a tally. We'll try and keep a tally and see if it might be kind of rough to come up with a consensus. Usually when we get a number one, it's pretty obvious.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Smarties aren't going to be on the list, although I do like Smarties. I'm that guy. I'm pretty sure that Starburst are not going to be on the list, although they should be. Because I love those too. Anyway, okay, so that is the Chunga poll for today. Now, as I was saying, as we're moving on, Chris found something that I actually did see this.
Oh, yeah?
I saw it on the news when we were in Anaheim.
Yep.
They were making a big deal about it. It was on it was on Fox 11. It was on KTLA. It was everywhere. It's a new convention that is sweeping the nation, and we know, everybody who listens to the show, we are convention crazy in this fam. We love it. Yeah. So you found a new convention. Basically, Chris.
I'm not sure if it's new or it's been around for a while, but I've never come across it before. It's made me kind of giggle and kind of what.
Yeah, it's picking up steam because I did see it on TV, and then you brought it up, and I was like, oh yeah, we're talking about this. Oh yeah, we have to talk about this.
So it just it passed this weekend. It was on the 1st and 2nd of October, and it's called Catcon.
Oh no,
Catcon. Yeah, and this is it describes itself as the biggest event in the world dedicated to cats and popular culture.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
And the thing that caught my eye amongst anything else on this is that it hosted a cat-centric art celebration for Nicky Cage.
What?
I'm sorry. What?
This is all completely true. I saw it on TV.
You can Google this, and it's all there. Let me continue. The gallery, the exhibition was called Uncaged: The Unbearable Weight of the Genius of Cat Art.
What? I have so many questions.
Greg just went back up Terry.
How far away from now is this convention?
Well, it just had it. It just ended.
You got like 362 days until the next one, I guess.
Darn it.
Let me check and see how many Sky Miles I have available.
Catcon.
Yeah, so while you're checking the Sky Miles, Greg, all the artwork in this kind of show was a tribute to the Academy Award winner, cat dad, internet meme muse, and his own cat Merlin of Nicolas Cage. So basically, this is all artwork, pastels, chalk, kind of all that kind of stuff, and all the
dedicated
paints.
to Nicky Cage's cat.
Nicky Cage with cats. So it's basically cats in different forms. Nicolas Cage being hugged by a cat or him hugging a cat. You can check it out online. I guarantee it.
Oh my gosh! What?
I completely misunderstood this. So I saw that they were doing something with Nicky Cage, and that I thought it was his cat that they were paying tribute to. No, it's just Nicolas Cage and cats.
Yeah, because he's got a black cat called Merlin, which apparently he fawns over. You follow him on Instagram or on his social media. He thinks this cat thinks it's human. As you guys are cat people. You get this.
We love our cats.
Yeah, Merlin is cat's like he says it's the most kind of human, caring, thoughtful cat he's ever owned, and all the cats he's ever kind of had.
I think that's just the 6 bottles of Jack Nicky Cage has had running that account.
I wasn't going to say it. I wasn't going to say it.
Exactly.
But what got me the most was the curator's a lady called Susan Michaels, who's obviously possibly a cat person. And she basically praised Cage as an artist, as he's a dream subject. She said that he's a cult, he's camp, and he don't give a...
Yeah.
Basically, that's a quote, but I don't want to drop the F-bomb. Check it out online. They've got most of the artwork or pictures of it in different ways, and it's hilarious. It's funny.
Oh.
Now,
if they have some Nicky Cage cat blacklight artwork, I'm there.
I'm sorry, what?
The blacklight artwork, man.
are you talking like the velvet paintings like the guy had in The Shining?
Like back in the 70s, dude.
Jeez. I went somewhere else with that, sorry.
I did too, Chris. I went the same thing.
Made with Nicolas Cage.
Wow.
Weirdest show ever.
So it's called Cage, The Unbearable Weight of Genius Cat Art. Have a look online. You guys are going to get a kick out of this.
It's my favorite thing ever. Right, yeah.
Well, that's I don't really know how to make a transition from Catcon to Cassian Andor.
Gas leak episode,
Star
man,
Wars?
I'm telling you.
Yeah, this is a gas leak episode.
Well, we were due. I mean, that's, yeah.
Star Wars,
So much fun.
there's Lawcats in Star Wars, and, oh yeah, Star Wars. There you go.
Thank you, Chris.
There it is. We did it.
Two ladies.
It's the only thing I've got. Yeah, sorry.
Andor is a smash hit.
Oh, yeah.
It's a smash hit, and it's interesting for me to kind of sit back and watch because Mandalorian worked. Everybody loved it. Boba Fett did not work. Obi-Wan did not work, and now Andor is working again. And somebody from the New York Times just called out Kathleen Kennedy.
Oh.
And I can't remember who the person is, but they said, Kathleen Kennedy, you have lost your touch, you have lost your luster, and you need to go. And pointed out the reasons why Kathleen Kennedy needs to go.
That's a lot for the New York Times to do. You know what I mean? That speaks a lot.
To poke Disney and Lucasfilm in the eye when you're the New York Times, that's probably not something you really want to do because you want to be able to have access to the stars for interviews for different projects.
Oh, of course, yeah.
And that game is very political. Believe me, I can tell you that you don't want to poke somebody like Disney in the eye with something like this, especially to be so bold as to come out and say, Kathleen Kennedy, a change in leadership is necessary and you and your whole regime need to go. Which is something we've been saying for a very long time. A lot of the fans have been saying for a very, very long time, but they point to Andor as the reason that they need to go.
Okay.
Andor has a story. Andor has grit. Andor has a lot of what the first Star Wars had, minus kind of the moments of comedy.
Yeah.
Andor's a very dark story. It's a very gritty story, at least to this point. There's been no humor whatsoever. In fact, it's a very stressful movie or a stressful series.
Yeah.
It feels more like a not gross version of Game of Thrones than it does a Star Wars project.
Yeah, it's definitely more political based, where it's not action every couple seconds. It's and they're kind of dipping.
They're just setting it up,
but they're dipping their toe in like the Senate and kind of all that stuff where they made a mistake. I think in the prequels where they kind of got too bogged down in it. They do it in a way where it makes sense, and you're like, oh, okay, I know why they're doing this, and they're setting the table for the rebellion. Do you know what I mean? It works perfectly. I love it.
It's really. It's a fantastic series.
Yeah.
I think, in my opinion, it's a fantastic series. I know it's going to go somewhere crazy. I think Stellan Skarsgård is a phenomenal actor.
Right.
And he is... you never see him play a good guy. He was Bootstraps Bill in the Pirates franchise, and he was kind of an anti-hero in that. I suppose he's a good guy in that.
A little bit, yeah.
But usually, like in Ronin, he was a bad guy, the movie Ronin, and in The Hunt for Red October, he was a bad guy. He's a phenomenal actor, and I really think they found a real gem in that dude.
Yeah.
And I hope he sticks around for that series for a very long time.
Oh, yeah.
Because I really do think he's on the verge of upstaging Andor.
Oh, Diego Luna.
Diego Luna.
And Diego Luna is a phenomenal actor. And we talked about this on the last show where he looks stressed, but is trying to act like he's not stressed, all while he's playing a character. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Masterful the way they do it.
That's not a knock on Diego Luna at all. That just shows you the complete package, the great story and the high caliber of acting. It's an acting clinic every single episode.
Well, the thing I absolutely love about Andor, and this isn't spoilers by any means, but basically the Empire is scary. Do you know what I mean? Where with Boba Fett and with all these other ones, it's a little more cartoony and a little more, I don't want to say Marvel, but it's just a little more, not as serious. Andor, it's like, the Empire is terrifying. It's, they base a lot of like the Easter eggs and kind of things on, it's like the Nazis. It's, that kind of like, oh my gosh, we have no choice but to do this and make change here because this is going to be the end of the world. And you feel that in every single scene.
There is an underlying thing to the Empire. I don't know how many people have noticed this, but the Empire, they're all human.
Yeah,
it's a racist organization. They don't have species in the Empire that are serving the imperial government or the senators and things like that. They do, but in the actual military wing of the Empire, it's all human.
And that was to replicate what the Nazis were doing back in.
That was a nod to that. Yeah.
If you look at the ISB, the ISB are kind of some of the bad guys. They're like the SS. Their uniforms are based on the SS, but they're sort of being like dark grey, they're more of a light grey. It's super subtle, but it's right in your face.
It's a phenomenal series. If you haven't watched it, go watch it, Greg. You can't wait to binge it. You have to start.
You have to start, dude.
It's really, really good.
I gotta wait till
there's 5 episodes,
man.
5 episodes.
You got 5 episodes.
It's gonna be a long time.
Out of how many? 10?
12 episodes.
12.
This one's big, yeah.
The great thing about this series is, though, it's designed for everybody. Even if you're not the huge diehard Star Wars fan, you can watch it as a spy thriller, understand the characters, understand the motivations, and go with it. But as a complete Star Wars nerd myself, and I'm sure that you guys are the same, sorry, Panda, not including you, there's so many Easter eggs in this. And episode 4, we watched it like 4 or 5 times, and I found so much, even harking back to characters from the original prequels, props.
Oh, really?
Names that are kind of dropped and kind of, which is Star Wars mythology and lore, back to legends. There's harks back to Starkiller. There's stuff about Wookiees in there. There's just so much stuff, and the more I actually watch it, the more I think they've done a lot of homework in this. Way more than they have on any other show.
We've seen the episode. We've seen the episode, the current one, episode 4. We've seen it twice. Chandler and I. And Greg, when you talk about Star Wars, Chandler and I are huge, rabid Star Wars fans, and we pale to Chris.
Yeah,
Chris knows everything. He is the Wikipedia of this show. He knows it all. So you picked out all kinds of Easter eggs that probably went right past Chandler and I. And we just didn't figure it out. Can you point out some that people would, like a more casual fan would be able to recognize?
Yeah, there's certain stuff like like Luther's store. They kind of go and Mon Mothma turns up for a present for her husband, and obviously you don't want to do any spoilers in regards to that.
Mon Mothma, the founder of the rebellion,
one of the founders.
Right.
If you look around his store, you'll see everything. You've got Mandalorian armor in the background.
I noticed that.
Jango Fett. There's Plo Koons, who's one of the Jedi Masters. If you've watched Clone Wars and Rebels, you'll know who he is. There's masks in there. There's holocrons. There's Sith holocrons. There's Jedi holocrons. There's from the Rebels, Hera, who's one of the main characters. She's the captain of the ship called the Ghost. There's like a family kind. It's like a wooden statue, and they go into it in quite some detail on that show. There's one of those in the background.
Oh, I missed that one.
There's some Wookiee armor. There's Starkiller's mask from the Tales.
I didn't see any of this stuff.
Yeah,
I've got to go back and watch it again.
Yeah, the Mandalorian armor is really cool. It looks like it's Jango Fett. Yeah.
So, Greg, this store that he's talking about is a front. It's not it's a front for a spy ring. It's the beginning of the rebellion, and this store is a phony store that is the front for the rebellion, basically.
All right. Yeah, because I heard just a minute ago was nerd, 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 nerd. That's
I'm about to go a bit more nerdy as well.
I can talk about the Kyber crystal again if you guys want.
Listen, we have to have one every once in a while. We have to have one.
We gotta let it out, Panda.
It's just like
guys,
look at this is our nerd wet dream, Panda. Okay, we just gotta let it out.
And I'm actually so happy that you guys are so passionate about something that I'm not into, because it goes to show people that we can enjoy different things and not dislike each other for that.
Yeah.
Plo Koon.
So Greg likes to give us a lot of shit about it, but yeah. Anyway, okay, so Cassian Andor. Cassian Andor is awesome. Now, you did see something, Panda, that you do care about, though. You went and saw something that is, you want to talk about Kathleen Kennedy getting slaughtered in the press. This movie has gotten the crap beat out of it from minute one.
Yeah.
From the minute it started, and I didn't feel like it was fair. We're talking about Rob Zombie's remake of the Munsters, and the critics and pop culture, they have assaulted this thing from the beginning, which I kind of understand and I kind of don't, because he took some liberties. He kind of made it his. Right, he didn't use the same Munsters house, and he has kind of. But overall, the movie is the characters, right?
Yeah. So basically, the story of the movie is kind of how Herman and Lily met each other, and how they formed this relationship between them. And so it's kind of the origin stories in a lot of ways of Herman Munster.
The Munsters.
And so, of course, that story actually had to be created because it wasn't originally part of the Munster series.
Right. It was a very popular series in the 1960s. I can't remember which came first, the Addams Family or the Munsters. I kind of get them screwed up.
Yeah, they were kind of both around the same time.
I do remember going to Universal Studios when I was a kid, and took a lot of pictures because they had a lot of Munsters props up. The time that I went when I was a kid. And so I've always been kind of fascinated with it, and eventually became friends with Butch Patrick, who played Eddie Munster.
Oh, nice.
And he would come on the show all the time. Very, very nice guy.
Yeah.
Owns a chain of Little Caesars locations now, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
He's a Little Caesars man, and doing quite well for himself, but he franchised out a whole bunch of Little Caesars locations.
Cool.
That's what he was doing. I don't know if he's still doing that, but he was doing it at the time. We talked about, I showed him a picture from my very first trip to Universal. He had a bike. Eddie Munster had a bike made out of chains. They also had a Christmas tree made out of chains, which you can see in Madame Leota's seance chamber in the Haunted Mansion Holiday.
Whoa! I didn't
Munsters.
know that.
No way.
The prop from the Munsters.
That's from the. Oh,
Yep.
cool.
Yeah.
I had no
guys.
What's
Very
that?
interesting fact. Just had a quick Google.
Yes.
Looks like the Addams Family and the Munsters came out the same year, 1964.
Is that right?
Wow.
Yeah, they both aired in the same year.
That's interesting that you would have competing shows like that, because it was more or less the same show.
Pretty much,
Right?
yeah.
It was kind of...
Well, yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, it was a beloved show. The Munsters house has been used as a whole bunch of different houses through the years.
Oh, yeah.
Famous houses. But it still stands to this day on the Universal backlot. It's very fun to go see. And it's a beloved house, but they didn't use it in the remake of the Munsters. And I think that's kind of where the pissin' and moaning kind of started, was that they chose to... or do you know when it started?
Eventually, you do see the, and I can't remember the exact address of the house that they use in the show, but it's Mockingbird Lane that the house is on.
Yeah, 1313 Mockingbird Lane is what I think it is. But I thought that was To Kill a Mockingbird, so I don't know.
Yeah.
No, you're right. It is 1313 Mockingbird Lane,
Okay.
fictional
That's
city
right. There you
of
go.
Mockingbird Heights.
I get my fine literature mixed up sometimes.
Nice.
The Munsters, To Kill a Mockingbird, I don't know.
And one of the same.
Right.
And it's kind of funny that you mentioned, like, it being on the Universal lot, because I remember the last time that I was in California, which was when I was 11 years old, we went to Universal Studios, and when we were on the tram tour, the guy who played Grandpa Munster was actually out taking a cigarette break while they were doing a filming of, I think it was one of the Munsters made for TV movies. Might have been the Munsters Revenge. I can't remember which one exactly, but
was he in wardrobe?
What's that?
Was he in his wardrobe? He was in costume?
Yeah, fully in costume, all the way in costume, and he waved at our tram as the tram was going by.
Without having a ciggy butt.
So cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I've been a big fan of the Munsters since I was a kid because I used to watch it in syndication. So when I saw that Rob Zombie was doing a newer version of the Munsters, I was excited about it, especially because it looked so colorful the way that he designed the current Munsters.
And that's kind of Rob Zombie's that's kind of his shtick, right? He's very grindhouse. He throws just a ton of color into everything he does, which I love, by the way. I think, when you think Halloween and you think horror, you think dark, you think
brown
Dracula,
and bloody, and
he uses you get assaulted with color. You two went to his show,
Very much.
you can go see this. You can go see it on stage right in Ronin TV. You can go see the stage setup. It's pure color.
It's a great
and
show.
I love that. Yeah.
So now I definitely knew, just from the trailers for it, that it was going to be super low budget, because that's the way that Rob Zombie likes to work. Is he likes to work with low budget. He wants to make that kind of campy 60s kind of B movie kind of vibe to his stuff. And what I have to say about this movie is, damn it if I did not enjoy this one.
You did.
Hey,
wow,
You did.
there you go.
really?
All right.
Now, going into it, though, I had it already in my mind that, yes, this is going to be super campy. It's going to be super corny, because that's what the Munsters were. I was going into it as expecting, this is the Munsters show, and you could tell that the sets and everything, you're like, oh yeah, this is low budget, and you got to expect that going into it.
I have a question for Greg, which is what was the characters like? Because obviously Al Lewis played Grandpa and stuff like that, and you've
Fred
got
Gwynn.
Herman and you've got Eddie. How were the
Fred
characters?
Gwynn.
Did they play good? Were they good? Were the characters,
Well, one of my biggest worries going into it is, how do you do Herman Munster without Fred Gwynn's voice? And the guy that they got to play Herman, of course his voice doesn't sound exactly like Herman Munster, but boy did he take on the characteristics of Herman Munster.
No, he's far from Fred Gwynn was far from the only guy to play him. I think there have been 6 or 7 different dudes.
Oh, really?
Who have played Herman Munster through the years. He's the original, so everybody says that's Herman Munster, right? But there have been a lot of different people to play him. But how did you say this guy matched up well? This guy did match up well.
I thought he did really good, especially with Herman's laugh and with his slamming on the tables and stuff when he's he's laughing at his own jokes. I love that they brought that into it. And the guy who plays Grandpa Munster, who Al Lewis originally played, did an excellent job. Now they do have Sherry Moon Zombie, who is Rob Zombie's wife, playing Lily. And she does an okay job. She doesn't do a great job at it, but she does okay in the movie.
She's kind of like Helena Bonham Carter with Tim Burton. She does. She was a great actor. She had a very promising career. She married Rob Zombie. Now she basically only does Rob Zombie stuff. She was Mike Myers' mom in the Halloween reboot.
Right. Yeah.
And she was in House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yeah, she plays Baby in House of a Thousand Corpses. Yeah, she's in a whole bunch of zombie movies.
I think she's got a rough job because those characters that are kind of two-dimensional, you need somebody I don't know, you almost need to break the mold a little bit with that character in order to do it the right way. And I don't think he chose to do that. It would have been great to cast. I seriously, had it been me, I would have cast that kid that played Blossom. What's her name? Milam Bialik or whatever. I would have cast somebody super weird. Or like Miley Cyrus. I would have done something really stupid to make her, because you can't really run with that.
Right.
Or I would have cast Cher. Reincarnate
Cher would have been perfect.
And let's cast Cher as Lily Munster.
I second that one.
I don't know.
So is this before Eddie comes along and stuff? Is this when they're just getting together? So there's no Marilyn, there's no Eddie, there's no just those guys.
It's well before they have children in the storyline, because it's the beginning of their relationship up until they actually get married and actually move from Transylvania to L.A.
Okay.
So
all right.
So it's kind of like I said, it's like an origin story. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the sets. I enjoyed the color of it. I enjoyed the super corny, cheesy jokes throughout it, because I'm like,
that's the Munsters.
I mean, that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's cool. Because of that, Greg, I'm gonna find this and watch it.
I think we should.
And you know what?
Give it a shot.
It is super easy to find because it's up on Netflix.
Yeah.
Oh, is it really? I love it. We do have your actual Halloween movie shout out coming up here in just a second. But first, we should thank our goblins.
I think we should. Yeah.
This is turned into Halloween Super Show number 2. I think we've already done one. This is now the second Halloween Super Show that we've done.
Oh man.
Let's say thank you to our goblins, and then we'll get Greg's Halloween movie shout out.
Awesome. So these are our goblins, the tip of the spear. They pay a minimum of $50 a month.
Damn. Boom!
We'll see you guys at the Goblin Ghost Hunt. If you haven't checked out the details, they're all on patreon.com.
Yep.
But everyone's going to be $50
Really
a month.
excited about it.
Yeah. Everyone's going to be $50 a month until I say otherwise. So starting us off, we have Amy B. Thank you for the awesome seats at the Angels game. That was unreal.
Amy B, Jim, Austin. I had a
her brother
great trip.
came with us. It was a ton of fun.
We met a lot of Amy's family. It was fun, and I hope I get to do it again.
Oh, yeah.
With all of them.
Absolutely
It was
blessed. Yeah.
Thanks for sharing all those great pictures that I wasn't able to go and enjoy with you guys.
I'm sorry, Panda.
Sorry, Panda. Next time, man.
Yeah,
next time.
Big shout out to Angel. Thank you, Angel. Ben Booth, the Badger Man, and Brian Booth. I'm a naughty big man, they say.
Hey, were they in Vegas while we were gone?
Brian Booth was in Vegas while we were out at Okie Boogie.
Brian, sorry we missed you, man.
He wanted to meet up for dinner, and we weren't able to, which is a bummer. So, yeah.
Sorry, Brian.
Thanks,
sorry,
man.
mate.
Let's see. We have Daybreak Aesthetics. We have Gina and Janae Green. Thank you, ladies.
Ladies.
We have Her Royal Highness, which is Jessica Terry. Thank you, Jessica. And Jody College. Woo, Jody.
Thank you, Jody. Hey, Jody, you're not one of our newest goblins anymore.
Yeah, right?
You're a vet. You're a KG vet now.
Exactly. Also at $50 a month, we have Kosher and Halal are back from the dead.
They've risen from the dead and they smell like salami.
I'm not mad by that. Onion! Our newest goblin here, Lemongrass Gogolobe.
Yeah.
Hey-o.
Yeah.
I'm so glad to see that back.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thanks, man.
Skyla! Thank you, with like a lot of exclamation marks. Skyla! Thanks, dude. Taylor Casper, speaking of VW bugs that have not hit Chris, but like like the one in Venice. Shout out to... Hey! Shout out to Taylor Casper who collects bugs. Also, Aunt Viv at $50 a month. Vivian Mortensen. Thank you, Aunt Viv. Let's see, our first super goblin at $50.01 is happy 18th birthday to Gwen. Woo!
Oh, yeah.
Happy birthday, Gwen! Yeah!
That's Cindy and Rory.
Oh, that's awesome.
And Rory, Depeche Mode coming to Vegas March. Nice. Let's go, dude.
Ooh.
Let's go, Rory.
That would be a trip.
Yeah, let's do it, man.
Oh, that's awesome. Happy birthday, Gwen. Let's see here. At $50.99, we have the Coolness Parker Lewis. Thank you, dude.
Thank you, Coolness.
At $51 a month, we have Ben Pearson at Pearson Remodeling. We finished basements. And they do a really damn good job. Yeah.
Yep.
At $51.11, we have Mata Lords.
Marty's not even listening.
She's
on a cruise. No, Marta's on a cruise. She went to Catalina.
Okay.
I always have to say Catalina with a Jamaican accent, even though it's like 20 miles off the coast of California.
Catalina.
She went to Catalina, man.
Love it.
Have you ever been to Catalina? Marta, I love you, Marta. No. I hope you're having a great cruise. I hope you're having it's a ladies' cruise. It's a girls' cruise.
Ooh,
I hope you're having fun, Marta. Nice. I think she went to Catalina and Ensenada, which smelled like diarrhea when I was there. And I can't remember where else she went. What's that? Man. What's that, Chris?
He said, who knew?
I was surprised. I actually have the picture of me getting off the boat because they like you walk off the boat when you're on a cruise and they throw a sombrero on your head and they snap a picture. Just out of sight are like 20 armed guards. And they snapped a picture and you can see it on my face, just the complete disgust.
You're like,
this place smells like diarrhea in my pants. That's like 3 days old. Yeah, it was the worst thing ever.
Anyhow,
I hope you have fun, Marta. Enjoy your trip to Ensenada. Catalina's lovely, though.
Yeah,
Catalina's great.
At $51.50, we have the American badass himself, Captain Lane Hilton.
Yeah,
dude,
Unified Fire Department. Thank you, Lane Hilton.
Awesome, dude. Thank you.
Yep.
At $51.51, our newest upgrade, we have Blue Line Mom, Chris of Windsor. We're Blue Line Mom's with you.
Blue Line.
We love that. Thank you. At $52.25, we have Matthew. Thank you, Matthew.
Thank you, Matthew.
At $52.30, we have Lord and Lady Snoffingham out in St. Jeezy. Mr. Snoffingham, by the way, found a massive scorpion in his work bathroom. I don't know if you guys saw
the
this.
picture.
It's huge.
Like a 2-inch scorpion in his work bathroom.
Yeah, it was already dead, thankfully. But
so we've been talking about it a lot, and it's Matt Birmingham. He's Lord Snoffingham. He said, I didn't know this was a thing in St. George.
I didn't think it was either, to be honest.
No, it's a desert, man. It's a thing.
Yeah, we haven't seen any yet. So
yeah, we're doing good. We're doing good here. You just cursed us.
I know, right?
I'm knocking on wood. Yeah.
At $55.55, we have Saint Shannon West and her awesome daughter
Coming
Maddie.
to the Goblin Ghost Hunt.
It's gonna be sweet. At $57.75, we have So We Noticed with Ian and Angela. They just put out a new episode. If you're wanting something that's a little spicy and a little salty, that's the one for you.
You have kosher and halal. You have spicy and salty.
Oh,
see,
hey.
Ronin and Angela.
There you go.
It's a great show. It's on the Ronin Network. Go check it out. RadioRonin.com. They're
lots
fantastic.
of swears, lots of fun stuff. Yeah, that's great.
And I'm pretty sure they're both wasted the entire show. I don't know for sure. I'm just guessing, but yeah.
Let's see here. 5777, the golden voice himself, Mr. Ken Kruger. Dude,
Yes.
I can't believe he's going to the Spook Alley Social. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
It's so much fun. At $60 a month, we have King Richard. You can plunder my dungeon anytime. I'll bring my longbow. I don't know what that means. That can be taken so many different ways.
That actually sounds familiar too.
You can plunder my dungeon anytime. I'll bring my longbow. So that's a quote.
Robin
I
Hood
thought he was just
imitates.
being kind of saucy.
I can see Rich just saying that at random, though.
Rich, yeah,
You're
that's
just like,
very,
all right, let's do
Rich
it.
like.
Yeah, exactly. Also at $60 a month, we have Phil claiming the title of Radio Ronin Overlord of Sandy, Utah Johnson. Hey, man.
Sandy
I'll
Chapter
give it to you.
President.
Yeah.
Phil Johnson, Sandy Chapter President.
It's all yours, man.
It's yours, dude.
Let's see here. At 6007, we have Dr. Steve McKiff of McKiff Dental. Now, clear your minds. It knows what scares you. It has from the very beginning. Don't give it. And then
midget, poltergeist.
Midget, yeah.
This house is clean.
Run to
the midget.
Yeah,
Elvis
so
glasses.
good.
She's in the Sammy Davis Elvis glasses.
Yeah. At 6222, we have Master Jedi Brent and Chris the Brit 2.
No, it's not pew.
It's not? It's
no, it's two. Yeah, it's their last name. You can't go pew.
Well, but it's lasers.
Because it's not Chris and Bren Pew.
Sorry,
Chris and Bren 2.
I just got a little excited. I got a little excited about my lasers there.
It's like messing up the Knights Who Say Knee. You can't do that. You can't do that.
I'm sorry, Chris. I firmly apologize. Okay.
Apologies accepted.
Yeah. Poo. At $65 a month, we have Poltergeisty, the legend himself, Guy Stones.
Yeah, the legend, the legendary Guy Stones.
Yeah, thank you. At $70.50, we have Greg West, totally sane and not related to Kanye in any way or shape or form.
No, he's a damn good looking man. But I have to say, maybe Greg, maybe he would like to feel a little bit closer to Kanye, because I have to say this, and I know it's not going to be popular. It's like Adam Adair's unpopular opinions that he does on Facebook.
Right.
Okay. This is my unpopular opinion of the day. I think Kanye may be the sane one, and we are the crazy ones.
So I'm going to say, you mean Yee? Yee is the same one?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
This is not Kanye anymore. He's
Yee is the same.
Yee is the same one.
He may be more sane than all of us, and definitely smarter than all of us.
Yeah, I'm intrigued.
Because he just does stuff, and it just seems so just out there and strange, and then all of a sudden it makes sense about 10 years from now. You know what I mean? Like, he's just a man. He did it. Did you see this in LA? He did a fashion show when we were in Los Angeles. Did you see this, Chris?
Yeah. He did the dumb thing.
Yes. He did
the dumb thing.
Greg, I will find you pictures of this. He did a fashion show in LA. And he had some fashion ladies with him. But he walked through a muddy trough, and it was in the dark with no lights. And there were a bunch of people trying to take pictures of him, and he walked too fast in this puddle, this like long kind of creek in the dump, in the mud. And there were all these fashion women behind him trying to keep up. And he's walking way too fast. And I thought to myself, this guy is just out of his mind. But I couldn't stop watching him. And I couldn't stop watching the models trying to catch up with him. And he looked mad. Like the kind of mad, like when they get your Whopper wrong for the third time. And you're walking from the table up to the counter. Like that kind of mad. Except he did it for like a mile. And he was just walking, and I was like, where is he going? Does he know he's in a fashion show?
I don't even think he knows where he's going.
I don't know if he knows that and he was dressed in like black military fatigues. And then I just went, you know something? This is just so strange. We're the ones that don't get it. Yes,
He
Chris.
is the stable genius.
Kanye is smarter than all of us.
Can we have like weekly show updates of Kanye and what he's doing?
Think we should.
Sorry, Yee. Yeah.
I think we should.
Yeah, could you be like a town crier and go, oh yee, oh yee, oh yee, and ring a bell? Like the old-fashioned English town criers?
You're a town crier?
Oh yee.
I almost said like a newsie. No, it's not a newsie, it's a town crier.
Well,
Yeah.
in a way, it reminds me in my 20s, I had seen a video online of a person doing abstractive art, which was her sitting in a kiddie pool full of beans, and that was art.
Yes. Yeah. No,
That's kind of what
abstract
it
art
sounds
is
like to me. Is that's
Is
his
Kanye sitting in a
fashion
pool of
is, hey,
beans?
Look,
I'm gonna sit in a
I
pool of
remember.
beans.
That's the 2023 collection.
Greg, you may have actually been with me. I had to do an appearance at an abstract art, like a performance art thing.
Oh, yeah?
And it was Chunga. It was going to appear at this performance art thing. And I walked out and I started the show. And it was outside at where the place that took over the bay. What's that restaurant?
Cafe Molise.
Cafe Molise.
Yeah.
It was at their previous location before they were at Cafe Molise.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was at that location, and it was out on that patio right there on West Temple and whatever. And two women came out in lavender leotards, and they just climbed all over each other. One was going tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, and the other one just kind of climbed all over her. And I'm standing there trying to MC this, and I just lost composure. And I had a microphone, and it was a little bit too close to my mouth, and I was like, "I'm sorry, but what the is this?"
No kidding.
And people were just like, half the people applauded, and half the people kind of snickered, and some people left. And as I said that, they heard me. I'm like, and the lady that was climbing all over the other one, she goes, "We are Hickory Dickory Dock. I'm the mouse."
Sorry, was she the ticking one or was she the other one?
She was the mouse.
This man, okay.
The one who yelled at me was the mouse. The other one was the clock. The mouse ran up the clock. Tick tock tick.
Why are they in purple though? What is that? What does that have to?
I think that was just because I got maybe a group rate. Okay. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Okay.
Listen, all I know is that I think Kanye is smarter than all of us because these ladies, not smarter than all of us.
Kanye.
It was just stupid. That was stupid, but it was stupid like I can't get it out of my head.
Yeah, you're still thinking
know what I'm
5
saying?
days later.
You know what I'm saying? Greg West,
Wow.
another guy I can't get out of my head.
That's very true. Yeah,
know?
he's a good-looking
Right.
dude, by the way. Yeah.
Yep.
Holy crap. Okay, let's see. I've totally lost my spot. Let's see. Okay.
It's like Greg West.
At $80 a month, there are 3 things I have learned to never discuss with people: religion, politics, and the Great Pumpkin.
Oh yeah,
Panda,
the
dude.
butterscotch panda.
Yeah. That was a pretty good mudbane right there.
Super metal.
Yeah. At $100 a month, we have Andre's Mom and Accent Doors officially sponsor the 5 days a week Ronin campaign.
Yeah, thank you.
Woo! Yeah.
With my Hickory Dickory Dock story, I know we're gonna get there soon.
Oh, yes.
Also, at $100 a month, we have John at RadioRoninIsTheBomb.com. It's a real website, by the way.
Yeah, thank you,
can go
John
check it out.
Kennedy.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, man.
Thank you.
At $105.75, we have Denise Godzilla Hunsaker. Ma'am, what is the approximate dry weight of the average Madagascar fruit tree bat?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
man.
so we now had a couple of weeks. Greg,
Yeah.
I assign you, sir. Look that up.
Yeah.
What is it? Read
What
it
is
again.
the approximate dry weight of the average Madagascar fruit tree bat?
We've got to figure out what that quote is
Yeah.
because Godzilla is like she now has the hardest quotes. Denise has got the hardest quotes hands down.
Hands down the hardest
Yep.
one, yeah. At $110.78, we have Turophiles Cut It, Stinking Bishop, Wingmore, Serifili, Swellydale,
Wensleydale.
This is all Chris's
Wensleydale.
fault, by
This is
the
your
way.
fault. Damn you, Chris. Hereford Hop, Lincolnshire Poacher. No, wait, is that Poacher? Poacher.
Yep.
I don't know. And Fromonder. Yeah, I feel like a man now.
Fromander.
He's my favorite
He was that
Pokemon.
little thing that hung out with Gandalf.
Fromander?
Fromander. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. At $111.11, we have Just a Girl Jean Marie.
Hutchinson.
Thank you for everything,
Thank
all the
you.
years. Thank you.
Thank you.
At $120 a month, we have Semper Fi to Radio Ronin.
Yeah.
That's Darren Phillips, the Marine. Dude, thank you.
I could just see Darren Phillips sitting there. He's like, I don't know what the hell. These guys were talking about two ladies in leotards. It's like, what I don't.
What?
I'm a Marine.
What has happened here?
Yeah, Chris, what are you showing?
what did you find, Chris?
What are you finding?
Yeah, sorry, I kind of probably beat Bandit to it. It's the fruit bat quote. It's from Dragnet.
It's from Dragnet.
Yes.
The movie?
It's the Dan Aykroyd, Tom Hanks, and Christopher Plummer Dragnet.
That is a great movie, 1987.
Yeah.
That's a great movie.
I've never actually seen that movie.
What? Panda, this is, listen, you need to watch this.
Put that on your list, dude, yeah.
It is talking about pagans. It's all about pagans.
Oh, yeah. Christopher Plummer's a pagan. Is this?
Right now.
Yes. Yeah, Dragnet.
Wearing, yeah.
Dragnet.
Dan Aykroyd, Tom Hanks, Christopher Plummer.
Nice. Alrighty, so let's see here. At $150 a month, we have Steven Spank Murray of Red Rock Heating and Cooling. Dude, thank you.
It's getting chilly.
Yes.
If you got furnace problems, call Red Rock Heating and Cooling.
It's gonna start snowing, yeah. At $350 a month, we have Keep It Rolling, you glorious bastards. Anonymous, you know who you are.
We will.
Man, that's cool.
We hope to see you at the Goblin Ghost Hunt.
Yeah?
Yes.
You never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
And then wrapping us up here, my evil auntie at $351 a month. The evil twin, Queen of Quench, Angela. Holy crap.
There she is. Yeah.
That is a list right there.
Thank you to our goblins.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you.
It seemed extra beefy because we were talking about Yee. All right.
Yee.
All right. The Epic Halloween Super Show continues with Greg's Halloween movie shout out. So what do you have for us, sir?
All right, so I've actually got a double feature since we are in the beginning of October here. And these are family Halloween movies.
Oh, cool. Okay.
All right.
So, of course, starting off from 1966 is It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
There you
If you
go.
have not seen this already, where have you been under a rock in Charlie Brown's trick-or-treat bag?
Yeah, so this one is up there with Merry Christmas, Charlie Brown.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. In fact, for a lot of people, it's actually a bigger deal than the Charlie Brown Christmas.
We watch it like 30 or 40 times a year?
Yeah, we watch it all the time.
Getting ready?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well,
So
and
good.
there's even been an uproar because Apple TV has kind of gotten the rights to airing a lot of the Peanut specials.
I'm not happy with this.
Yeah, people are pissed.
Yeah.
Same here. Like, I'm not happy with this, but they were trying to stop just the regular TV stations from airing it. And there was so much backlash to it that Apple's like, okay, we relent. You guys can go ahead and show it on your TV station, but we'll still retain the rights to it. So unfortunately, like, if you want to stream it, you have to get the Apple TV Plus. But you can also
it
go
really sucks, by the
purchase
way.
it.
Yeah.
Just go purchase it on your other digital sources like Amazon and all of that.
There you go.
From 1965, when it first aired, until year before last, it ran on CBS. CBS had the rights to it, I believe. And then Apple bought it, made everybody mad. And yeah, they relented, Greg, but they relented by allowing it to run one time on PBS.
Yeah.
That was it. One time on PBS. And I recorded it, and this is the Merry Christmas one. I missed The Great Pumpkin.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah. So, and if you didn't catch that one time, we have Apple TV, but I refuse to watch it because it's Apple TV sucks.
Well, you got Ted Lasso, and then you've got Jason Momoa. He's a blind dude.
And that's it.
And that's it. That's all you
There's
have.
nothing else except for bad sports coverage.
Yep.
So I'm just not
DVD. Like we just got ours. Like we got a copy of all the pumpkin, like the Peanuts.
Can you really?
We got it on a special edition. We got the Christmas one. We got the Thanksgiving one. All in like a DVD collection from Walmart.
Yeah,
for like
really?
$5.
I
Okay.
mean, you
All
could
right.
essentially buy it for like $5 to get like the DVD version. I've actually got the 4K version of it.
Hey.
4K
cartoons.
It's a night of applause.
Yep.
It's definitely worth just buying it because it's a classic. It's one of those I have to watch every October, like at least 3 to 4 times.
Got it. Okay.
So-
Very good.
Now, the second movie actually comes from 2012, and it was one I was kind of surprised to find, and it actually turned out to be quite good. I enjoyed it a lot, at least. And it was mostly because I saw that it had the actress Ricky Lindholm in it.
Okay.
And so I watched it because of that, and it's called Fun Size.
Oh, okay.
Fun Size.
Yeah.
Nice. I haven't heard of this one.
Surprising movie. It was released by Nickelodeon Studios because it includes a lot of like Nickelodeon stars in it. Now, the premise of it is Ren's Halloween plans go awry when she's made to babysit her brother, who disappears into a sea of trick-or-treaters. With her best friend and 2 nerds at her side, she needs to find her brother before her mom finds out that they are missing.
Oh, cool.
Wow, okay.
Okay. There it is.
Yeah, and like I said, it includes a lot of Nickelodeon stars, like Victoria Justice is in this, of course.
Okay.
I'm not familiar with her because, she was like well past my time of Nickelodeon.
I grew up with her.
Right.
Yeah, but it's got a lot of other great stars making little appearances in this, like Johnny Knoxville is in this. Anna Gasteyer from Saturday Night Live is in this. Carrie Kenny from Reno 911 is in this.
Oh, cool.
It is a family movie, essentially, but parents, watch this before you show your younger kids because it does have a little bit of language and stuff in it. Now, this one, you're going to either have to rent it or buy it because it's not streaming anywhere, sadly, but... It is fun. Like I said, I enjoy this one, so it's just a recommendation.
Okay.
All right, there you go.
Good. So you got Fun Size and you've got the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown.
Exactly.
Cool.
Okay. All right. Good. 2 great, fantastic shout outs.
Yeah.
Actually.
Thanks.
That's
Nicely
good stuff.
done, dude.
Well done, Panda. I'm glad you doubled up.
Oh, thank you.
Because we missed a shot. Yeah, that's awesome. Good job. All right. Well, I'm sad to say, but the Halloween Super Show number 2 has now come to an end.
We did it, boys. We did good.
And we had a lot of stuff to talk. We still have more.
Oh yeah, we maybe scratched like half the set list off.
We had to edit. So I just want to remind everybody we do have the Radio Ronin Halloween shirts, including the new Halloween movie shirts.
Hey,
the classic drive-in horror movie shirts. Those are available right now. We have Haley 2's Radio Ronin shirt, which is available on there now. And we've got all the Halloween shirts from last year as well. So go to the Ronin store, pick those out. And again, the Radio Ronin Spook Alley Social. All are welcome. All are welcome. It's October 15th at the Haunted Forest in American Fork, happening at 8 p.m. October 15th.
Nice.
It is going to be Greg. It is going to be Chris, too. It is going to be Jason Crockett, and it is going to be Ken Kruger.
Woo!
Ronin, all of them. They're all Ronin, and man, I am so bummed that I'm not going to be able to be there. Holy cow!
Now we're going to have the FOMO.
Yeah, I'm going to have super FOMO.
No kidding.
So, man, that's going to be cool. So, everybody, please make a note of it. Put it in your calendars, will you?
There you go.
And then we have, of course, the Goblin Ghost Hunt. We have a t-shirt meetup coming up. For those of you that are Patreon, go check out the deets on patreon.com. And we will see you on Monday's show. Bye.